aside from... Well,
I'm in the kitchen, but I can roll cooking.
all right.
Just somebody might just need to read to me what my role is.
Aside from the obvious, any recaps needed?
I'm possibly bleeding out.
Oh yeah, that's part of the obvious that I will be dealing with in a moment. But besides the skybox, any other?
That card is yours. I don't know why you had it in this one. The yellow one, yeah. It is.
I mean, I can't think of anything. We earned our victories, and I believe after we had a chance to rest, it was Yoki and Farron kind of on the field going, it was almost going to stand down and then boom. If I remember correctly.
Pretty much, yeah. So you had your fight, then Kyoki had his fight, and during Kyoki's fight, Kerplui. Which now brings us to the obvious. There it is. So to start, I will need Dylan to make me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Awesome. Wait, hold on. Hands. I don't have anything. I don't have any food for you. That is an 18 that I rolled. Oh, with advantage. Hold on. I don't think I'm gonna roll higher than because that roll was an 11. So 18 on the die.
18 on the die, plus, I guess I can look. 18 on the die, plus 3. 1. All right. Dylan, you come to. First thing you notice is the smell of burning, and ironically, pounding in your head. Feeling, battered, beaten. Clearly you've been put through the ringer. As you open your eyes, you see that you are in what remains of the skybox where you had been observing the tournament. Much of it is currently on fire or severely burned from, given your life experience, probably a fireball or something in that family.
Okay.
You can see around you signs of battle, struggle, etc. Cuts in the walls, bodies laying about, some with weapons stuck in them. To your right, close to the door, you can see Duroc buried under some debris. From your current position on the ground, you cannot tell whether he is alive or just unconscious or dead. Again, you see several Drakengard soldiers and soldiers in black armor that you do not recognize scattered about amongst the debris. See the you see what appears to be a burned body over by the couch where you recall the Drakengard prince sitting. Most notably, however, you do not see Fiala, Edibit, or your father.
Hey, okay, don't freak out. 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 Don't freak out.
So you may or may not be concussed. You're unsure. Your head's a little fuzzy. You are down in single-digit hit points. You feel like you've again, been through the ringer.
All right. First things first. I'm gonna say that not seeing them is possibly a good thing. I will be screaming out telepathically to the party. Like randomly, just whoever's in range hopefully will hear me. And then I'm gonna go over to the rock and try and get him from under the rubble and wake him up.
Okay. Dealing with the rubble, I'm going to call. Sure, that's just strength, but I will double check athletics just to be sure. In terms of Duroc, you may attempt a medicine check to check his status.
I am not good at medicine, so I do not expect this roll to be good. That is a 12 on the die. I think my medicine is like maybe a 1.
Oh, I can double check that for you. It's not a particularly hard check. 12 on the die, and you have a +3 default, so that's a 15.
Oh, okay.
So you are not Farron. You're not a MD by any means,
Yep.
but you have enough, experience with battlefield trauma and and the like and stuff you've picked up through osmosis from your mother to be able to determine that he is not dead, but he is clearly dying. So if something is not done to stabilize him, he will pass and quickly. He is probably at 1.5 out of 3 death saves failed.
Do I have cure wounds?
In the process of making his second one.
Yeah.
I believe you have cure wounds by virtue of your draconic. Yes, you do.
All right, I will pop that on him.
What level?
We're gonna upcast it. Make sure
Okay.
he pops back up.
What are you going to upcast it to?
Try today, sir.
What are you upcasting it to?
The highest level I can cast it.
Okay, so 5th. Got it. All right. With that, you can hear him gasp for breath under the debris that's covering a good chunk of his lower half. He still looks like he looks a lot better, but he's still covered in dirt and still somewhat bloodied. But definitely functional at this point.
Yeah.
His vision's a little unfocused for a moment as he tries to clear the cobwebs and coming back to consciousness. Coughs up some soot and debris and whatnot. The room is filling with smoke, obviously from the fire, but if you are down there low enough to be healing him, you guys are basically floor level, so you have a moment before that becomes a real problem.
And you said the Draken Guard print is like charcoal?
There is a charred corpse where you recall him sitting. If you wish to go confirm the body, as it were, you may do that.
I will do that. I'm like, come on, get up, old man. We gotta get out of here. Daddy and the others are missing, and I'm trying to keep it together because that woman threatened a little bit, and now I feel bad that I brought her here, and I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have kept her on the boat. My short-sightedness did this.
Fine. If they were going to come for her, they would have done it here or the boat. I'm going to need your help to get my legs out.
Oh, yeah. Here. I will help him.
Okay, so he will assist you. So you will be making a strength check at advantage. So
I rolled a 9. And that
Okay.
was disadvantage.
Okay, with a 9, it takes you a moment to find a piece of debris or whatever that you feel is sturdy enough, and you go through a couple that break on you in the first attempt. It will take you a couple minutes to lever enough space out of the debris that he can shimmy out.
Yeah. Oh, we got
And under these circumstances, with the smoke and the beginning of smoke inhalation and all the levering, I will give you 1 level of exhaustion.
Oof.
You may now go check the prints if you wish.
Yeah.
This would count as an investigation check.
Wow. Okay. That's a 7, sir.
Okay, well, you have +2 here. That brings you up to a 9. On a 9, it's hard to identify someone from a charred skeleton, but the surviving clothes and jewelry on the skeleton seem to match what you recall him wearing.
Okay.
So the indication would be that he, was taken out. You are also able to tell on that not only was he taken out, but you're pretty sure he was taken out by surprise, because it almost looks like he was caught in the back or the side from the way he's positioned.
Okay.
And as your head is defogging a little bit, you do vaguely recall that there was some element of an ambush, and you think he might have been one of the first ones to get caught in the attack.
So he needs to be resurrected. All right. Now that I'm up and standing, I have mentally pinged the party, so whoever shows up, shows up. I will start trying to see if I can find where Diala a little bit and Daddy went off to. Like, see if I can scrounge their footprints or see if any of them left a trail.
All right, well, a cursory glance around the room reveals that the exits seem to be blocked by fallen beams and stone. You do not notice any bodies that would resemble them, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
But if they left the room, they clearly either did so via magical means or before everything was sealed off. Give me a intelligence check.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a few random rolls.
And if you want to do a couple warm-ups, that's fine. Just let me know when you're ready to do the official.
All right, I'm doing the official. That's a 15.
Okay, and you got a +2, so that's 17. Again, your memory. Again, you're pretty sure you're concussed or something, but your memory is starting to, solidify a bit more. You do recall telling Fiala and Idibit to. You can't remember if it's you or your father, but you're pretty sure it was you. Told Fiala and Idibit to run. You vaguely recall them exiting out, trying to make their way, shoulder check their way through the black armored invaders and trying to get out the door. You're, in the chaos, you're not 100% sure whether they actually made it.
Okay.
But you do recall that, within, relatively early moments of the ambush, someone told them to run and they at least made the attempt.
Okay. Just a quick question, because I know we are a little bit paranoid. Would they have gone either back to the boat or someplace safe that we would be aware of?
This is kind of a tactical question. You guys haven't really officially established on camera, at least, any protocols. So we're going to go based on how well you know them. So we'll call that another intelligence check. but I will give you advantage on this one.
Okay, awesome. All right. That's a 14.
Okay, with +2, that's 16. All right. While not explicitly told as such, you know from experience that, both between what you've taught her and what she knows in general, Asura has become, pretty adept at being sneaky and moving about, potentially unseen. There was even a time in the skies where, according to Kyoki and company, she actually followed them onto the adventure, and they didn't notice with her until the partway in. So she, pretty good at least finding a hidey hole. Fiala, assuming she is with her, does have experience with incidents like this because of time spent with your father. So you are pretty sure that things she has instilled in you when similar things have been looking like they were about to happen, even if they didn't actually go off. You know that she at least seems to operate under the principle of find somewhere to lay low for a moment until you actually find an opening to slip out, and then go to some place you deem safe. Preferably someplace the opponent does not know about, but if that is not an option, someplace that is safe and easily defended. So the ship is a good possibility of where they might have been trying to get, or they might be in some kind of hidey hole until they can get to the ship. Assuming they made it out.
Assuming they made it out. We're going to assume they made it out.
Fiala, you vaguely recall Fiala had her bag with her, so it's possible they might have found somewhere to stash the bag and then ducked in there.
Okay. Good. This is good.
So at the moment, while you are still trapped in the skybox, you have a sense of hope that they in theory have an idea of what to do and where to go, and they certainly have a couple of ways of reaching out once they feel it is safe. Fiala does know that at a minimum, Fiala knows the sending spell.
Yeah. I will though try to telepathically reach out to them starting out. I don't think I have sending.
Don't think you took that one. No, you have not taken sending yet. Okay.
Yeah, but somebody in the party has sending, right?
Besides Fiala, I'd have to look.
I thought maybe like Kiki or.
I know Kiki has the ability to send, act as a postal service by sending stuff via a magic box. Ash can send stuff, via a magic origami type thing that can, just fly like a messenger. Yeah, I'm not sure if anybody's actually taken straight up sending yet. That said, you are still currently trapped in the room. The doors are still in theory blocked, so you will have to try to figure out a way to get out before the smoke becomes a problem. Well, more of a problem.
I will turn to Duroc and be like, let's use those muscles.
You can try clearing the debris that way, but it's not exactly the fastest or most efficient.
Crap. Oh, thunder wave, right? I could use that to shoot the debris out.
Let me double check Thunderwave. Theoretically, either Thunderwave or Destructive Wave would, potentially work in this scenario. Thunderous Wave of Force sweeps out each creature 15-foot cube. Under the circumstances, I would allow this to work. Unsecured objects that are completely in the air effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect. Theoretically, this would work. However, it will require I'm going to call it a charisma-based arcana check to shape the spell in a way to safely do the blast to not bring down more stuff down on you, given the structural damage.
Okay. Arcana, you said?
Yes, you'll be rolling Arcana, and which I've got here in front of me. So yeah, you can just roll your d20.
16.
16 on the die. Plus 8 is 24. Plus 3, 27. All right, so you channel your magic. Are you upcasting this or just doing it base?
I'm doing it base because I don't want to risk upcasting it and then, it's too powerful. So she's being a little cautious and just casting at level.
Okay, so you're going to try to use shaping the thunder wave to blast aside the larger, heavier parts of debris that Duroc would have a hard time with, so that he can try to do the rest of that. You channel your magic, you blast it forth. The room shakes with the impact, and with that, I'm going to cut over to Farron. Coming back in time a couple moments, as you see the skybox explode. There's a moment of tension. What are you going to do? This took place during Kyoki's fight, so in theory, you are either in the stands or in that lower grotto area where the combatants wait for their turn. That is up to you which area you want to be in, since your fight has already occurred.
If it already occurred, I'd be in the stands. From what I recall, it was not unknown that both Dylan and 80-Bit were in.
Everyone was present when the invitation was to the ship. Yes.
In that case, he'll just immediately start bolting in the direction of the skybox, while keeping his eyes out for anyone, any people that are like fleeing the skybox. I don't know if there's any like visible catwalks or anything like that that would allow for such a thing.
No, the skybox. You have the effectively bleachers, the carved stone benches that curve down towards the bowl of the arena. And then the skybox is a large stone structure that protrudes out over the stands, and to access it, you have to go up the stairs and into the hall structure that makes up the perimeter of the arena, and then find your way up to the stairs to get it in there.
Okay.
Potentially, one could do built monk shit to try and get there another way, but
yeah, but that item already described, that'd be overt, like scaling the front or side.
Yeah, you'd be obviously parkouring up the side of the skybox.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are hauling ass. Are you obviously people are panicking and moving in a panicked fashion? Are you trying to maneuver deftly through them, or is this more of a shoulder check, get the fuck out of my way type scenario?
He'd be forcing people to the side if he needed.
Okay, so this will be a athletics check to assess roughly how long it takes you to force your way up there. Okay, on a 15, you are certainly far earlier than a lot of the civilians present here.
Hello?
Hey, we hear you.
Yo.
Certainly burlier than a lot of the civilians here. So while you have a hard time with obviously the bulkier scale folk like the the true dragonborn, most of the civilians are able to body check your way through no problem. It will take you roughly 90-ish seconds, given your not monk speed, to get through the crowd and then start charging through the hallways towards the place in question. Right about the time you actually make it to the hallway proper is when Dylan's psychic cry for help goes out. Rewinding back another couple seconds. Kyoki, your fight has just concluded. The skybox has just exploded. How do you respond?
In stunned silence.
Ryan?
Yes?
I just was talking to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said going back a few seconds. I thought you were villain. I'm sorry.
No, I said going back a few seconds. Your fight has just concluded. Kyoki, how do you respond to the skybox exploding?
Oh, let's see. My match was first or last.
Your Farron fought first. You were second. You just as you finished ringing out your guy, and the crowd erupts and boos. Skybox has exploded.
Okay. I would look over to Farron.
Farron in the stands. You can see him getting up from the stands and starting to body check his way through the crowd, trying to get to the access hall for the skybox.
It was like, we've the agreed upon. I'll say, kind of give him the agreed upon. Got to take care of this. And start making. I'll say, and pretty much start trying to speed my way to the skybox.
Okay, from your position in the arena, you can either try to follow Farron's route and make your way up into the stands and try to make body check your way that way, or you can take the slightly longer but less crowded route by going through the locker room grotto area where the combatants prepare for their fights.
Less crowded means that I can be more nimble and use my speed-based stuff. So.
All right. Are you just running, or are you doing anything in addition?
While I'm going, going to use a mixture of my speed-based stuff and my vanishing trace invocation, where anyone who's not actively paying attention to me, it makes it more difficult for them to notice me, type thing.
Well, no eyes are on you as of this moment because again, everybody's either on the skybox or panicking. But
yeah, I want to keep it that way. So.
Okay, so you are just running. You're using some kind of magic to enhance your speed. What are you doing?
I don't think I have anything besides my so that's my one stepper. But that doesn't really enhance my after image.
Well, it does have the Misty Step feature also. You only ever use it for the after image, but it also lets you do mirror image and Misty Step.
While I'm making my way there. Yeah. Let's see. I can also there's another thing. I gotta find it, but I will spend my one of my hit die to I will use one of my hit die to gain a warlock invocation. That would I need to check and see what the name of it actually is, but it allows me to teleport before moving. I can teleport I can teleport 10 feet and then keep running. I think I'm gonna do that. It allows
All
me
right.
it allows me 10 feet of teleportation movement before I actually start moving.
Sounds good. Just so we can get a rough assessment of how quickly you get there, since it's predominantly running, I'm going to need an athletics check.
Oof.
Given that you are using magic to enhance this via your various little gimmicks, I will give you advantage on it.
Hey. God damn you.
Impressive. All right. You did have a lower DC just because, again, you were going through a almost unpopulated route. So you and Farron will get there roughly the same time. Coming into the call it the western hall. No, given the map as the speed. Southern hallway. You two come charging in. The hallway is filling with smoke that you can see seeping out from the partially covered door at the far end. It looks like there's been at least a partial collapse of the hallway that's somewhat blocking the door. You see a handful of heavily armored black individuals scattered about that seem to have been caught in the blast. They, however, appear to be fading into the floor.
Into the floor, like they're illusions, or there's some sort of merging going.
Like they're kind of dissolving.
Like after images, or like they're melting?
As in, like, they are ceasing to be.
Is it like
investigation or Arcana?
Okay.
Either of us, just
You both can see it, so either one of you.
I'm gonna do investigation.
Do Arcana. Man, Roll20 is like Roll20ing me hard.
Same. Jesus.
They're clearly tangible. They are physical. They are actually there. But they seem to be becoming not there. Like kind of like for want of a better analogy, it's like a melting snowman. It's there, but it will not be there shortly.
Right.
Okay. So maybe, and you said they were people in armor?
They appear to be bodies appear to be wearing heavy black armor. Yes.
All right.
In either plate or half plate. It's kind of hard to tell with the damage and the debris, but they are partially buried. But they
Yeah. I'll say with my investigation, I'm going to come to the conclusion that the player is coming to, which is these were like constructs. I'll say if they're dissolving and falling apart, they were some sort of, I'm just going to assume that people don't fall apart like that. Or at least I'm gonna go with they were a construction of some sort of, construction of some sort of a spell or golem, or some sort of a construct of some sort that, having reached 0 hit points, falling apart.
At a cursory glance, that is as fair an assessment as any.
Yeah,
if you wish, it would take more time to more thoroughly examine them. That is up to you. But
I've got potentially dead captain and an amber alert. I'm not worried about these guys at the moment. I'll say I'm like, if they're still decomposing after we find the captain, I'll come back and check. But as long as the people who are I'll say, can I tell if these people in armor are the captain in a little bit?
You are not used to the captain or idiot wearing evil black plate mail, so probably not them.
All right, cool. Then
But certainly appear to be too. It's hard to tell with them being half buried, but you're pretty sure they're too tall to be itty bit.
Okay. Right. Be 2 itty bits.
2 itty bits in a trench coat, maybe. But all right. So you have a partially collapsed hallway to navigate and a partially blocked door at the far end. How you wish to proceed? Smoke is filling the hallway, so it's making vision a little bit of an issue, but you're not experiencing respiratory issues yet. But it does give you the indication that there's probably a fire on the other side of the door that will become a problem if not dealt with.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead through the smoke. I don't really care. I'll go ahead through the smoke and try to navigate through the collapsing hallway.
Hey, I
don't care about smoke because I don't breathe.
Have that? Yes, I am going. No, I have to see. There was smoke.
It's a lightly obscured.
Oh, okay.
So currently, you are effectively lightly obscured.
Wait,
so your eyes are burning a little bit, but you can still effectively see.
Would that be enough then to allow me to like misty step to like the door?
Yeah, you should be. It's within misty stepable. You'll be able to misty step. Yeah, based on that. You would be able to misty step roughly part of the way unless you maneuvered in a little bit and then did it. Because the distance from the end of the hallway to the door is more than 30 feet.
I'm maneuvering in, and the door, does it still look solid?
From what you can tell, it is damaged. It's a little warped. Clearly has some stone and support beams that have collapsed in front of it, but it appears to be mostly intact.
Okay. What I would like to do, the spell is very specific, but can I cut off the width effect of Trench? His trench is 5 feet across and 60 feet long. I'm wondering if I could just abrupt that to be, the width of the hallway.
The hallway is 10 feet.
Okay. Okay, can I still abrupt the 60 feet long part, or do I have to maintain the spell forever?
If you make a caster stat based arcana, I will let you make an attempt to reshape the spell. Normally, this is the kind of thing that requires meta magic, but under the circumstances, it would be a disadvantage. If you wish to spend one of your 3 hero points, however, I will let you do it flat.
I'm confident enough to do it at disadvantage.
Trust roll.
Keep in mind, failure risks, collapsing the hallway entirely. While he is doing that, Kyoki, if you are attempting to navigate while he is casting, I will need an acrobatics check from you.
I'm not good at that. Okay.
Oh, I'd say this is less about difficulty and more about how quickly you can maneuver through. Because you're having to gauge safe places to step that won't cause more damage to either you or the tunnel. Hallway. Okay, on a 17, yeah, you're able to navigate it pretty efficiently. It's just effectively difficult terrain for you.
Okay, that should be.
Okay. I can either give you the partial success, or you can do something. Think of something to give yourself a reroll.
Does this count as an ability check?
It's a skill check, so yeah, it's an ability check.
Okay. Okay.
I have a card I can use, but if you have some quick ability that can about.
So I'm gonna say, what are you trying to do currently? You're trying to make a pathway, the hallway, to make it easier.
Well, I'm making an Arcana check to kind of manipulate a spell.
Which he is then trying to use to make navigating the hallway easier by trying to shift the debris.
Yeah, basically what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to use Trench to make a like a 5-foot dip under the door, just so I can get there, roll under it.
So right now you have partial success, which means it's a success, but with a complication of some kind.
Oh, I understand that. It's just if Kyoki has something he can do to assist with that, then I'm all for that. If not, I'm willing to go with a partial success if I'm okay to give him another minute to check. Though we are kind of burning the tension of the scene.
No, you can go ahead then. I don't think. Yeah, I'll say go ahead. You can I'll say do what you're about to do. Don't think I'm being proud of.
All right. So you go to shape the spell. You fire off the trench. The floor begins slowly receding somewhat.
Okay.
Moving the debris and stuff slowly down into a some curved trench-like pit. As you are trying to focus and shape this, however, there is a loud, thunderous blast from the other side of the door, sending the sending some of the debris that is blocking the door flying down the hall, throwing off your concentration and warping your attempt at a nice smooth trench. So it's got a little bit more of a spiral effect to it now. Debris goes flying, in your direction. There, a little bit of some more stones and stuff come down from the ceiling as the structural of the integrity of the hallway is further compromised somewhat. Everyone in the hall will take 26 points of damage from falling debris.
Okay.
Can I evasion that?
You can evasion it to half.
Okay.
I think there's nothing magical about the debris.
No, it's just falling rocks and stuff from the ceiling.
All right, so you said it's 26. So knock that out. Okay. Oof.
Yeah.
Ow.
However, you have made a far easier but still somewhat unstable route to traverse. It's closer to like uneven and slightly sharp cobblestone now, as opposed to actually having to climb over debris like you were doing before.
Okay.
So you have downgraded it from an acrobatics check to just straight defeat terrain. I don't remember if you have mason tool or mining experience or anything.
I do have masonry.
Okay. With your masonry experience, you can tell that the hallway is if it was not structurally compromised before, it is definitely structurally compromised now. So you will have to be careful what you're doing in here for the moment. But it does not appear to be at imminent collapse, pending another whatever.
Okay.
Some of the debris from the far side of the door has been cleared. From whatever went off in there. The door is now somewhat further warped. As you can see, the top of it has bent a little bit. The more smoke is pouring out into the hallway.
I suppose that actually is good. So, more smoke is leaving.
Dylan, from your perspective, as you blasted the door to clear some of the debris, the walls and floor around you seem to be, shift and react, becoming unstable and a little bit more jagged, as if the entire room was trying to drop a little bit, which threw off your blast a little bit. You were still able to accomplish your goal. You have cleared the larger debris. You've warped, bent the top of the door a little bit to create a little bit more ventilation. And Duroc has started trying to clear the remaining debris by hand. Is there anything you wish to do to assist him?
Yeah, I'll help him too by hand, or try to help him by hand.
Okay, in which case, just give me a strength check at advantage to get an idea of like how quickly you guys are able to do this. Obviously, the higher the number, the faster you're going. Okay, 11, you have a +0, so okay, so you're slightly faster than average at clearing debris. You grew up in the Adamantine Isles around dwarves, so you're used to you have an idea of, even if you haven't necessarily done it yourself, you have an idea of how stone is supposed to be safely handled. So
Yeah.
you guys are making reasonable progress. The room is definitely getting hot as the flame is spreading. The smoke is thickening, but it's while it's getting thicker, it's not getting harder to breathe because you did create more of a ventilation opening by bending the door. So while you are working on that, hastily working on that side, Baron and Kyoki, what are you doing?
Okay.
We made it through the. Have I finished making it through the hallway yet?
Between his efforts and your own, maneuvering, yes, you have made it to the partially buried door.
Okay.
You can hear the sounds of movement on the other side. Sounds like they're coughing, heavy breathing, and sounds like probably moving stone and debris on the other side. So clearly, there's someone on the other side trying to get out.
All right, so gotta try to figure out a way to done out of
With
the
the
way.
with the lowered, you said they made it kind of more jaggedy.
I say what was about waist high debris before has now basically become the floor, but because it was
Okay, so
not worked,
can't really.
since it was not worked to actually be a floor again, it's kind of jagged and uneven. Again, it's bad cobblestone.
Okay. If I were to just go into like a roll or something to throw my body weight into it, can I like push or burst through it?
The door, from what you can tell with the hinges and everything, would open out towards you guys.
Okay.
And it's also partially warped on its hinges now. So, and the opening is at the top. So I guess you could try to like Sonic spin dash and then ramp yourself up in, but it would be a hell of a move. It's not, I'm not saying it's physically impossible, but it's definitely hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I hear them? Or anybody on the other side of the door?
As of this particular moment, they have not, aside from again fucking up the floor beneath you, they have not done anything to alert you to your presence. I've indicated they hear you guys moving around on the other side, but they have not told me they are reacting in any way.
Oh, well, we know
And they
they're.
hadn't reacted to my psychic call for help either. So
Well, I must
Well,
say,
I need
how
line
do
of
we
sight to
react
return
that?
to contact you. I believe.
I didn't think
Oh,
that
did-
we could. Can we respond back mentally? I didn't
yeah, if
think
I
that's
reach out,
Oh.
if I connect, yes, you can respond back as if we were having a conversation.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one way. Okay.
Yeah, she can use her
Well,
action to give the creature the ability to speak back.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't say anything. I thought it was just like you want to help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi type thing.
Yeah, I usually we're in line of sight of each other, which is why I don't really think about that. Okay.
Okay, you must.
I'll say in which case probably just mentally. I was like,
Okay, let me double
what
check
happened?
because the base ability says that you have to be able to see each other.
Oh.
I'm confirming to see if you have an enhancement on that because I know you've
I
picked
thought
up some
I did,
I know you've picked up some enhancements, which is what I'm confirming. Okay, any creature you contact can respond without using your action. Any creature that has ever been contacted by you, when using this feature, can let you hear its thoughts if it was within range as a free action. 6 creatures
my
at a
range is
time.
180.
When you establish something. Help action. Yeah, it looks like you still need line of sight.
Which is weird, because at 180 something feet, I'm not going to be able to see anybody.
I mean, you can see someone 180 feet down. That's 180 feet is not that far.
190 feet.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things to where even if they're like a grainy silhouette, that's still technically seeing them.
Yeah, I'm about to say 120 feet is only. I'm about to say actually not even that.
190.
100. I mean, that's literally that's slightly more than half a football field if you can't see someone from from 50 to 60 yards away. That's a parking lot.
Well, then, I don't send out a cry for help, man.
Sorry, 210 feet. No, you're leveled. 210 feet because it went up when you leveled up.
Yeah, 70 yards. That's I mean, yeah, you can't make them out fully. I'm about to say you probably wouldn't be able to make them out fully, but it's still close enough to where you can see them and be able to possibly tell, hey, that's someone I know.
Also, with the way they worded it, you don't necessarily be having to see them directly. You could do it through a familiar or a scry spell or something that is closer.
Have a familiar?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
but I'm
Elber
pretty
Cup.
sure I got popped.
I mean, do you have familiar? I don't know how familiars work. Can you bamf them on the other side of walls?
Yeah, you can. Potentially they run the risk of getting stuck in the wall, but
Yeah.
Oh no, my
so-
familiar. It
Hey,
died.
hey,
If
hey!
only there
I
was a
love
way.
my familiar. My
If
familiar
only there
has
were
a
a way.
name and everything.
If only there were a way to just bring them back.
Look, that's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. It takes a while.
Oh, I thought familiars just like poof back in.
If it dies, you have to recast the spell, which takes a good 10 minutes minimum.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They make it seem like when familiars die, you just bring them back, will it?
Usually because that's like after battle stuff.
If it dies, it basically takes your short rest to bring it back.
Yep.
Okay. I'll say shows and everything. I always try to make familiars look like they just die and just pass back into existence later. Okay. I've never had a familiar, so.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like we can't really respond.
She was, since it still requires line of sight of some kind, then she was not able to send out that cry.
Because we can hear them.
Which doesn't mean she didn't necessarily try to do it on reflex, but
Okay.
now that said, I will rule that under the circumstances, while you technically can't see each other, you guys have been in enough telepathic contact and everything that if she wanted to try and contact you through something simple like a door in the next room or whatever, I'd probably be fine. Assuming she knows if she has an idea of where you are to send the message, I will allow other senses to count in addition to sight.
Okay.
But for being a psychic, being limited to the Mark 1 eyeball does seem a little silly.
Thank you.
So I will give you other senses as well. Because if you have some way of being aware that the person you're trying to reach is within range, you may attempt to reach out.
Okay. But I do not know that they're on the other side of the door. So.
Yeah, they have done, aside from the spell, the spells colliding. You have no indication that there's somebody out there, right?
Oh, okay. And this wall in front of us, is this something like that removing will cause a cave-in?
There is you're at the end of a hall. There is a partially warped door. There's the wall that the door is a part of, and then there is a partially collapsed wall and ceiling around you. So, depending on what you do, and with the last spell that Farron cast and the collision it had with Dylan's spell that you don't realize that's what that was, but the hallway is considered unstable right now. So, depending on what you do, you could make the situation worse.
Okay.
Okay.
It seems to have settled for the moment, but pull the wrong Jenga block and
Cool. In that case, what I am going to do is looking at the structure here. First, I'm going to call out Can anyone hear me on the other side?
Oh God, Baron, is that you?
Yeah, Dylan. How are you? How are you and Usara and whoever else is in there?
You need to go off and find Little Bit and Diala and Dada. They're missing. Me and the rocker in here, we'll get ourselves out, but you need their first priority. And then like she winces a little bit, like, God damn it.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I'm perfectly fine. Cough, cough.
She lying.
Insight check. Disadvantage since you're doing it purely by voice.
While he's doing that,
Which is funny, I'll say, which works perfectly because I've known her long enough to where I'll say where my feet tells me I get advantage, so it's flat. Yay.
the hinges, I take it they're visible on the
Oh, you
side.
say insight? Shit. Fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
insight.
ass at this. I'm ass at this. Okay. Fucking wisdom. Oh wow. Fucking almost a crit.
And you got 6 stunt points. I will give you exploration stunts for this. Are open. Can't remember which side of the door the hinges would go on if the door is opening outward. I want to say they would be on your side.
Yeah, the hinges would be on the I guess it depends. Because sometimes the hinges can still be on the inside.
2 seconds, man.
Like,
Look at the door.
Reversed.
At least looking at my bedroom door, the hinge is on the side. The door opens too. So yes, they would be on your side.
Okay, given the integrity and the fact that I have masonry knowledge, if I blast the hinges, would that risk collapse? Not explosively, not explosively.
It depends on what you hit them with.
A force blast.
As you know, on your key. Okay, so your key things do roughly how much?
1d12.
Okay, so they're on the upper end of cantrip. They don't have an AoE or anything on them.
No.
Theoretically, provided you are able to tag the hinge, and not, in the correct areas, you're not too off it. You are pretty sure that you will be able to shear the hinge and not cause further damage to the structure of the hallway. You'd probably still be fucking up the part of the wall where the hinge is attached, but that you don't think that would cause enough structural damage to further complicate the situation. However, you are also a mason. You are, you have some experience with at least the theory of mounting mounting a hinge on stone and everything. And the wood frame and all that. So you are also aware that looking at a small target and a metal target, so it's going to be a tough shot. You're looking at a moderately high AC here.
Okay.
And with the smoke and stuff, you would probably be rolling at disadvantage.
The fact that the hinges are unmoving, would that counter the disadvantage?
No, because it's less about the hinge and more just about you getting your eyes to focus through the smoke and everything.
Okay.
It sounds like currently you can only see one hinge because again, this side of the door is still partially buried.
Okay, it sounds like it might actually be better for me to just straight up punch it.
Punching it would be easier in terms of actually, getting close, seeing it to make contact. Yes.
Okay.
You'd still be dealing with a relatively, moderately high AC because of material. But
Right.
Being a hinge again, it's not exactly crazy hit points.
If I remember correctly, I think because I have masonry stuff, I think I do extra damage against. I believe it says buildings, but I presume that also means other building related things as well.
Yeah, I'd give you that.
Okay.
Okay.
because I get 2 attacks.
Okay, a 16 and an 18. The 16, you swing a little wide, splinter some of the wood. The 18, you are able to make contact with the hinge, but not with at a good enough angle to actually do real damage. You bend and warp it a little bit, but not actual hard damage. They're trying to break it like you were trying.
Damn.
You just missed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get Dalen and the others. I'm going after. I'm gonna see if I can go after or get a beat on Thialo and Asara.
Okay. Seems easy enough. So just break them out.
Hearing that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know if they've ran and hid, because we told them to run and get out. So I don't know where they could be.
I'll say, Kyoki's gonna be like, so we don't know where they are.
Dylan, you do remember a little bit more now. You do remember that they did leave through the northern door, so the hallway opposite of the one you guys are currently trying to get through.
They left through the northern side of the door.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Just go after them. Don't worry about us. We'll get out. They are high priority.
They are high priority.
Yes.
Second.
No windows here.
There are some. This end of the hallway by the doors, there are some stained glass windows that have cracked or broken, depending on the part of the window. So there is a little bit of sunlight coming in. It's providing a little bit of ventilation.
Okay. I'd like to use my enable my flight and just like jump out through the window.
Okay, you are able to Leon Kennedy out the window.
Oh, okay.
I told you guys to go after them. They went out the northern exit.
I'm sure they did. I'll say, and the future champion is going after them.
Kiki, you should go too. That's Captain's orders. Go with them. They are priority.
Yes, but you're worth the most money.
Can you just load his arms?
Yes. I loaded my arms because I am what's his face? He just tried to punch the door off the hinges, right?
Tried to punch the hinge, that didn't work, so he said fuck it and Leon Kennedy'd out the window.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do the exact same thing because I am going to use my warlock invocation for more bullshit. And I'm going to use a thing that allows me to use Eldritch Blast to target structures, do double damage to it.
All right. You will be rolling at disadvantage due to all the smoke.
Oh, okay.
It's not crazy durable, but it is hard to hit because it's a tiny target in the smoke.
Oh, okay. Actually, all right. I will. Oh, there's another thing I can do too. Hold up. Yes, here it is. Where is it? Okay. I'm burning through these. I'm burning through these fucking these hit dice. All right. I'm going to use another. I'm going to use take another 6 seconds. I'm going to use another invocation. Eldritch Claws.
Oh. If you're taking another 6 seconds, Dylan, I need another athletics check from you, and we will be taking a second level of exhaustion due to smoke inhalation.
Right. That is 11 again.
Okay, you've still making good time.
Okay. I'm going to use Eldritch Claws, which allows me to use hand to hand for Eldritch Blast. So I can Eldritch Blast is in my hand, so I can just touch stuff and it takes Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so you're going to do an Eldritch Punch instead of an Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
Okay, that will negate the disadvantage because at that point it's right up in your face.
All right. Cool. And so it's all right. Cool.
Floating Matt's bird does not help me here.
Oh, okay. It doesn't just let me. All right, cool. This means I can just get up on it and like start like buzz sawing my way through it.
All right, I need an attack roll.
All right, let's go.
Yay. You go, you charge up, this hand of yours with Eldritch Power. Bright Roar tells you to shear machinery as you reach out and chop your way through the hinge.
Yes.
The upper hinge has been cut. The bottom hinge is still buried. Door is able to warp for a little bit more now. So there's an opening somebody could attempt to use the door as a ramp for to get out of. You have certainly created more ventilation.
Yeah.
Dylan, you see that the door will cant some as the upper hinge has broken, so you can either keep digging or you could attempt to keaton your way out through the hole.
Doors open. I'll say, doors open, Your Highness.
Rock will look at you and give you the eyebrows. After you.
Nope. Oh, okay. Are you sure you shouldn't go first? I feel like I'm a little bit exhausted.
He's
and
not part
I
of. He's
might
not
slow
part of
you
the
down.
crew. Not part of the crew. Get out the door.
If I go first and screw it up, then you're trapped. You go first and screw it up, I can help you. I'm much bigger than you, Pebbles.
When he says that, she starts blushing and do that thing where children go side to side on the leg. She's like, okay. She will try to shimmy through the opening.
Okay, I will call this an acrobatics check. Rock will certainly be trying to help from his end. I don't want to presume Kyoki would help, but I figure he will be.
I'm gonna say Kyoki's gonna try because family. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say he also has the reckless flaw. So yes, attempting to help people even at the expense of my own life is part of what I do.
Okay, so Dylan, you will be making this acrobatics check with advantage to avoid getting Winnie the Pooh.
I got 17.
Okay, on a 17, even before modifier, that is enough for you to, get your boobs and badunkadunk out through the hole. Durock in his plate mail will have a harder time of it, especially since he doesn't have somebody to push his booty. But
I will help as best as I can. Yeah.
Let's say if you two are willing to help pull the arms, he will make his attempt at advantage.
Come on, bro. No, I was just saying. I was like, come on, bro.
You gave me an so I wasn't sure if there was more to that thought.
Yeah, you did say
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry, apologies.
All right, here we go. Here, use Phantom Steed to get out. Okay, on a 19, I will count that as a partial success. You are able to pull him out. There is much grunting and groaning. Some door protesting. Some more debris does fall down due to his bulk. You do feel something pop in one of his shoulders as you're, making that final pull, but you are able to pull him clear. Though you're pretty sure he's dislocated something.
Oh.
Something easily fixed with a medicine check or whatever, but he did not get out unscathed.
She's gonna be like, you know how to pop that back into place, right? And she kind of makes like a squeamish face, like I don't want to do it. Like she will, she has to. She'd rather.
He just, again gives you the eyebrow and then just kind of like body checks his shoulder into the wall. There is a sickening pop as it goes back into place. He winces, clearly having hurt himself doing it, but the arm is back.
That's some good shit right there, man.
Indeed.
Hmm.
With that, we will swing the camera back around to Farron, who is dove out the window, and it sounds like you're flying around to the other side.
Yeah.
Flying around the skybox, you are able to take a quick survey. The skybox itself, you can see the fire inside. You can see that the windows that had been present have been blown out from whatever glass went off in there. You were able to see several bodies in there, some matching ones you saw in the hallway. You do see a very Uncle Owen-esque skeleton in finery.
Oh,
Making your way around the skybox, you see a similar pair of windows to the ones you dove out of, attached to the hallway on the other side.
okay.
So you can either go through those, or you can keep going until you can find access to a stairwell or something.
I'm trying to go the shortest route.
Okay, so you'll smash through those windows. Windows are slightly more intact. Take 5 points of cutting, slashing damage as you blast shrapnel smashing through the window. Entering the hallway, it's a very similar scene to the previous hallway. This one does seem to be more intact than the previous one was. It does not seem to have taken a brunt of the arcane damage. More of those armored bodies laying about. Some of them in stranger positions than others. Okay, on a passive investigation, I will give you that what happened here appears to be more of a struggle than what happened in the other hallway, which seemed to be more collateral damage from whatever explosions or whatever were happening in the box. The hallway is clearly more structurally sound, though again a little bit damaged just due to shockwaves and stuff from everything going off. But the bodies are scattered about more in a pattern consistent with a fight or some conflict, as opposed to collateral damage like in the previous hall.
Gotcha.
And that's all I'm going to give you on a passive.
I don't suppose I could use a hero point to swap out one of my
I know sometimes some classes can do that with hit dice. Yes, like some classes can do that with hit dice.
I don't think a Peli can.
If it cannot, I would allow it for a hero point. That does seem reasonable.
Peli doesn't allow it.
Okay, then yeah, I will allow that for a hero point, provided your team's okay with you spending that.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that leaves you with 2. All right, I imagine you have an intention for that spell you just swapped.
Yep. Because remember, I commissioned and gave her a suit of armor based on materials that I had scavenged.
Okay, scanning for Isura's armor is not within 1,000 feet.
Good thought though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything because she's with Yala and they could be hiding in her pocket dimension. I don't think it
does not cross dimension, no.
That is fair. Again, presumably they were outside of the purse when this started,
So it is a good thought. It was a good thought, but no, they are,
Okay.
and that's assuming she was wearing the armor, which if she was, with it being leather, she could have potentially been hiding under her clothing, so you don't know if she had it on today, but you are not detecting it within 1,000 feet.
Okay.
I would have had her have it on with the
Now-
threat of I'm going to kidnap your daughter.
Now, it is a concentration up to 10 minutes, so you could maintain it if you like.
I do want to maintain it. I'd like to make an active investigation roll, and unless survival would be, because I looking for clues for like tracking versus actual tracking.
Both are applicable here, depending on how you want to approach this. Investigation would tell you what transpired here, and potentially give you information to inform your survival roll. You can also, which may or may not affect the DC. Alternatively, a straight, so if you want to, get the Logan vision where somehow you sniff the room and know everything that happened. Alternatively, the survival roll would be just going for straight tracking, just trying to figure out which, if there's anything to follow, and just immediately setting off the course without trying to figure out what happened here first, and having no context for whatever you're looking for that might give you further clues down the line.
Okay, if there's
So if you're just looking for footprints or whatever, that would be survival. If you're trying to, potentially, get an idea like, okay, they may have gotten hurt doing this or that in the fight, so I can maybe look for signs that they have a broken leg that might help me inform down the line. That would be investigation, and then survival after that.
Given that I'm operating quickly, would the investigation be a disadvantage?
Yeah, that I would probably consider that. If you are just trying to do it, quick assessment at a glance, not actually taking heartbeat to actually process the scene, it's just going on gut intuition, I will count that as a disadvantage.
Okay. He's not exactly in a good headspace right now.
That's fair, but I also know that you're, at least trained as a monk, so you have the idea, the ability to go, breathe in, breathe out, focus, etc.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay, so at disadvantage, you have rolled a 12, which is less than your passive. So you're at a glance, you are not picking up more than you got on your initial impression smashing through the window.
Then I am going to track. I'll do a search. Not search, survival.
Are you also doing that in haste, or you're going to actually take a minute to?
I'm going to take a minute to do that. Oh wow! Okay, Oracle bonus works wonders there.
Okay. The bodies are continuing to dissolve as they did in the previous hallway. The survival roll, however, does pick up several sets of tracks that seem to be going further down the hallway towards the stairwell. One of them is a really confusing set. It's smaller, which would be consistent with the Sura. But what's confusing you, momentarily confuses you about it, because you're able to, once you pick up the what's the beat, or as it were, you're able to compensate for it accordingly. But you'd swear if you didn't know any better, Isura was effectively Scooby-Doo during these bastards. Because like her tracks will seem to go into a wall and then come out of a different wall 20 feet down.
Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense to you, but that is clearly what the trail is telling you. So part's confusing, but once you pick up on the rhythm of the movements, and that somehow that is seemingly what's happening, you're able to compensate for it. Clearly, they have made it at least to the stairwell, which you can tell in the hallway. If you're wishing to pursue it further, you can carry on, but again, just since all you're doing is surveying the hallway at the moment, that's.
I will fully pursue, and that sounds like it's good for a camera switch from what you're implying.
Okay, you make a beeline for the stairwell now that you've got the scent. Flipping the camera back around to the other hallway, Dylan and Kyoki and Durak. You've gotten out of the skybox. You are in the structurally unsound but currently stable hallway. Smoke is still pouring out of the skybox, but most of it at this point is going out the window that Farron smashed. So it's not getting any worse in here in terms of breathing.
You know what? I will go out the window that Farron did and try to catch up.
You are a good 80 feet up, so unless you can fly, you will need to make an athletics check or something to shimmy around.
Question: do I have polymorph? I did.
You did take polymorph, yes.
Oh, stuff wings.
Polymorph completely transforms you into a creature.
Oh, I thought I could just do parts. I didn't know I have to do the whole thing.
Partial changes would be alter self, which you also have.
Oh, well, then I'll just use alter self to give myself wings. Which is not too far from the par because I have spectral wings when I need to defend myself. So that works just as fine. Yeah, give myself wings.
All right.
I will.
Technically not how the spell works, but it is technically in the spirit of the spell. And you do have those spectral wings that you can summon. We'll check those real fast. Just so I can set a vibe here. Effective wings. Okay. They are definitely not as good as normal, like traditional, like normal. I'm a creature with wings. They are not as good as the fly spell. I will count them as half movement. Since again, the spell's not really designed that way, but it is in the spirit. So you'll have 15 feet of fly. So that is enough to go out and fly. You'll either have to dash or take 2 turns to go around to the other side, though.
Yeah, we'll just take 2 turns. I will dash, though, but I will take the 2 turns to dash.
If you dash, you can do it in 1.
Oh, okay, then yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I will need an acrobatics to get through the window without cutting yourself.
Very acrobatic. That's a 16 on the die.
Okay, 16 on the die. DC is lower since Farron smashed it. You also have a +8 in acrobatics, so that's 24. Yeah, you are able to gracefully come through the window, 3-point landing down in the hallway.
Look back up. Come on, guys, don't take too long.
You are, at that, you coming around, you will be able to see, the back of Farron's head as he's going down the stairs. You will also see the bodies scattered about in her passive.
Probably lower than Farron's.
Oh no, Farron's is pretty abysmal. Your passive investigation is the same as his, actually. Again, clear signs of a struggle in the hallway here. Clear signs that it was an actual fight versus guys getting taken out by collateral damage from whatever blasting was going on in the skybox that you and everybody was doing. Again, the bodies are slowly dissolving and into nothingness.
My investigation skill is not that great, correct?
You have effective +2.
Yeah, so she wouldn't even stop. She'd call out to Farron, so that he knows that she was behind him.
Okay, so you call out to Farron. We'll see how he responds to that in a moment. Cut back around to Kyoki. What are you doing?
So she just flew out the window, grew wings, flew out the window. It was like, don't take too long.
Yes, pretty much.
How far do they have to go?
If you're going around the outside, it is. From what you recall seeing it from ground level, you're looking at like 40, 45 feet to the other side. If you go around the outside.
Cool.
But you also know it's not a straight line. It is at an angle.
I'm going to ask Duroc. It was like I assume you don't. I'll say this hallway. I'm like, this hallway is pretty bad shape, and I'm saying she would never forgive me if we left you here. And that arm, even though you pushed it back into socket, pretty sure that you're not. Pretty sure that it's not up for that it's not up for a climb. All right. Well then, could you stick out that damaged arm, please?
I can make my way down. You don't need to worry about me.
I do have to worry about you. She told me to. And I have to listen to my captain when she's not here. I have to
no, she
disobey her
didn't.
when she.
She told you to go,
I know.
take up your Yara a little bit.
I
She
know.
said
I'm
nothing
lying.
about the rock. She said we will be fine. Go on without us.
I know.
He's lying and lying badly because he's telling Duroc something that Duroc was standing right there and saw it being said 30, not even 30 seconds ago.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm 100% lying. I'll say, like, come on, we need your muscle. Unless you have something better to do. If I remember correctly, your boss is probably with her, with the little, with our daughter as well.
Aw.
It's the first time.
He'll wince some. You're not sure if it's from pain or something else. As he's breathing deeply, again, probably from pain. I don't know much, but I know the Lord is not with the little one.
Well then, I'll say in which case, I assume that you're trying to get to him, and you
But
believe he's down there somewhere.
I'm trying to get to more stable ground where I can assess my options.
Okay. How far is the?
While you have somewhere you clearly need to be.
Okay. Yogi's gonna be like, please don't fall. That's going to be very. I must say, it's going to be very uncomfortable conversation if we pass by and see you splattered on the ground.
She stabilized me enough. I'm not going to fall. I'm just not, moving as fast as I normally do.
Okay. Yogi's like, all right then. He was like, gonna hold out his arms like the Iron Man armor, as the shield, Mouse has his shield kind of like buckles itself to his forearm on one hand, and he takes a hold of Shinzo on the other, and he was like, "Fly, my children," and we'll just hover out the window.
Okay, as you use Mjolnir to carry yourself around, I will require an acrobatics check again to get through the window safely. However, because you have far more precise control via those methods, I will give you advantage on the acrobatics.
Okay. That advantage.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can roll the same thing. Twice. Did it show up? There it goes.
Yeah, 14 and a 12. Okay. So you are going to take a little bit of damage from the glass in the window.
Ah.
Okay. Oh, it's a lot of damage. Apparently, Naofumi decided he wanted to go through the unbroken window.
God
12
damn it,
slashing.
You're supposed to protect me, you son of a bitch.
Okay, so you are now in the hallway with Dylan. Dylan saw Farron going down the stairs. As before,
shielding me.
Kyoki's passive. Okay, Kyoki's passive investigation is obscene. Kyoki, despite the bodies, being partially dissolved, picks up right away. Again, this was clearly a running fight. Your best guess, based on what you've been told, Diala and Isura made a beeline out this door. There were guys in the hallway waiting for them. They were trying to struggle their way through. You pick up on things the others missed. Some of them, you're not sure how they, missed because they're, quite blatant. Like there is one of the bodies that is partially dissolved is up against the wall and looks like a blade, and they have a blade through their chest. The blade is coming from the wall, like they were stabbed by somebody in the wall.
Nice.
Like a trap, or like they were.
No, as in like there was somebody inside the wall and stuck a sword through it.
Is there like a hole in the wall?
No, it is solid stone with the blade of a sword sticking out of the solid stone into the guy's back. There's no seam. There's no hole for a blade to come through. It looks like a partial phasing. But more specifically, like it's the kind of effect you haven't seen it yourself very much. It's come up a couple times in your criminal enterprises when you've dealt with traps and stuff. It looks kind of like what happens if somebody botches a teleport or something and they get stuck in the wall.
Hello.
I say it looks like kind of like if somebody botches a teleport and gets stuck in the wall, but in this case, it's a sword that's again stuck in the wall coming through this guy.
Someone melded into the stones and stabbed him. Okay.
You are also again picking up signs of that they clearly these guys were having a hard time dealing with whatever was putting up a fight. You pick up on the indications that that they were again that they at least made it as far as the stairwell based on the distribution of the bodies and the damage they seem to have taken.
Yoki's gonna look around. He's like, I've committed enough crimes to know when I must say I've committed enough crimes to know what a murder scene looks like.
Bringing back around to Farron.
Oh no.
You are
Kyoki is gonna let them know. It's like yeah, I was like, these people are these people were outright just murdered. Oof.
Swinging back around to Farron as he's making his way down the stairs. You go down 2-3 flights, seem to be heading down towards the lower grotto levels. Trail seems to be relatively strong. Right about the time you make it about 2/3 of the way down, you are able to make out that somebody's been snuffing torches as you've been going down as you're getting further down. Started about the halfway mark. Now you've made it down to about the 2/3 mark. You're able to make out a silhouette further down. It's a curved staircase. Your dark vision's not able to actually pick them out distinctly yet. You're just kind of getting a sense of shadow.
Was I able to hear Captain?
Her calling out to you again. You were just starting to go downstairs, so yeah, you heard her. If you wish to have stopped to react to her, we can roll it back. It sounded like you were just going, but
before I was aware that she was nearby.
Okay, I will roll it back.
Yeah. Dalen, this way.
All right, keep going ahead. I'm behind you. I'm coming up behind you.
Okay, in which case then
Okay, in which case Dylan and Farron are going down the stairs. Kyoki, are you staying in the hallway or are you going to follow?
Well, I must say, if I'm done looking at what I'm looking at, then yeah.
Again, that's just what you picked up on an instant passive glance. If you want more detail, you can roll something.
Okay. I will. Investigation.
Okay. Roll me an investigation then. Okay, not much better than your passive, but still pretty decent. What further information are you trying to get?
Let's see. Based on the wounds, trying to get an idea of the type of sword. Short sword, dagger. Do the wounds look like? Do the wounds look like someone is? Does it look like a long sword, short sword? Rogue-like weapons, rapiers.
Okay.
See if I can try to associate the weapon with someone, the type of weapon used with someone and their capabilities.
Okay. The one that is in the wall is a longsword. Specifically, it seems to match the type of longsword that these guys are carrying. So that one was clearly done in by a weapon taken off one of the other bodies. Several of the other ones seem to have taken damage from a mixed variety of weapons. There are some that look like they were done in with a long slash type attack, which you would associate with something along the lines of scimitar or a saber. Some of them appear to have been done in by something heavier and more traditional, double-edged. Your guess would be a longsword or perhaps a bastard sword. You're picking up some consistencies, though, that would indicate that whoever did this appear to be the same. There are a couple that also look like they might have been stabbed with a dagger. You're picking up some consistencies, though. The dagger wounds seem to be higher up, which would indicate that the assailant who inflicted those was of similar height to the person they were fighting. But the scimitar-esque and bastard sword-esque wounds seem to have been inflicted by the way from the angles and everything, someone smaller, because you're seeing a lot of things like cuts to the hamstring or the back of the knee to force them down, and then a finishing blow
Gotcha.
type move. So bringing them down to forcing them to come down to a level where they can actually reach something vital.
Oh,
Gotcha.
the hilt of everything. The hilt of everything. I gave that to a little bit.
Based on stuff you have observed on the ship, you can't 100% confirm, but the types of wounds present, not excising the ones caused by the dagger or the ones caused by their own weapons, would be consistent with the type of weapons Ittybit has been trained in, and you know that she has been trained in techniques to try and make up the height difference. So it is possible she is the one who inflicted these wounds.
Yoki's gonna shed a tear. My little murder hobo.
Not a murder hobo.
I love her so much now. I'll say Kyoku's gonna be like, someone this proficient at killing must be protected at all costs. She could grow up and terrorize the entire land, but only with proper training. Don't worry, little bit, I'm on my way. We're gonna mold you. We're gonna mold you into a proper person. We're not gonna let your talents fall into the wrong hands.
Any other questions?
Now that I know that Ittybit is a fucking like killing prodigy, it's like, oh fuck, she's exactly what the world needs. Oh my
See, this
god,
is what you get when you skip out on your children.
have I skipped out?
You didn't participate in her training. That's skipping out.
Yeah, I made sure she had enough food and water and lodging for her to be able to have a place to train. I make sure that she has the money and everything to be able to take care of all of that. And besides,
I'm rich.
I'm the violent one. I'm gonna teach her bad things if I teach her fighting. Blah, 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 blah.
I never said that. You would have not been opposed to you teaching a little bit how to fight.
Yeah, I teach people how to kill. I don't teach people how to fight.
I'm pretty sure so are the others, and Dylan hasn't said anything about it.
Judging from the scene here, it looks like somebody's trained her in a bit of both.
Yeah, Dylan hasn't said don't teach her not to kill.
Okay. I mean, if you want me to start teaching her my techniques, okay, I'm more than happy to. I'm more than happy to teach her, some stuff that people might not like.
All Dylan asks is that you don't teach her how to murder in cold blood. That's it.
Teach her how to enjoy the fact that she has to do it.
I don't know how that is a thing, but
what if you're forced to do something, you might as well enjoy it.
So are you saying Dylan, who was once forced to marry the prince, should have enjoyed marrying the prince?
No, but you had a way out of that.
Well, now I do.
Yeah, it was always the way out. Kill him. That was always the way out. Even we told you that. It was like, hey, if he's dead, you don't have to marry him. And he was like, we can't kill him. It was like, you could hire someone to kill him. It's like, we can't do that. Someone gets hired to kill him. Oh my god, what happened? It's almost like you can kill people to get what you want. But yeah, I will follow. I will follow after.
One last thing before you do follow. I neglected to mention earlier because you were asked more about the scene itself. Upon closer examination of the bodies that are dissolving, they appear to be a type of, for want of a better way of describing it, it seems to be in the ghoul family wearing the armor.
So they're undead.
It's a type of undead, very ghoul, reminiscent of a ghoul. Under your examination, you're not an MD, so you can't necessarily get specifics, but the ghoul and the state it's in seem, to your eye at least, seems like a more primitive, less refined version of the process that put you in your situation. So these are kind of like the Timu knockoffs of you.
Significantly less handsome. I don't. But I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like significantly less handsome, much more emaciated. A little bit of smell when you actually open the armor. A little bit of smell of the rot. And and clearly not designed for permanence, since they seem to be melting away now that they've been finished.
I'm gonna get after I get a quick whiff of that disgustingness, I'm going to choose to stop breathing again.
Okay. Now that you've discovered that, you continue down the stairs after the rest of your party.
Yeah.
Back around to Farron, because I believe I imagine you have points as you were doing the tracking, and you also have the head start. Dylan, I imagine, is a little bit behind you, but still relatively close. Yoki's obviously bringing up the rear. Farron again coming downstairs, about halfway down the down from the skybox. The torches are starting to have been snuffed out, as if somebody was trying to mask their escape, or make themselves harder to grab in the dark. About 2/3 of the way down is when you pick up indications that there is somebody a little bit further down from you, but again, due to the spiral of the staircase, you actually can't get a good look at them. You're just, with your, I believe you have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with your dark vision, you're able to pick up, kind of like faint shadow in the darkness that would indicate there's somebody around the corner further down.
Oh, quick question. Does haste give you more movement?
Haste doubles your movement and allows you to dash as a bonus action. No, not as a bonus action. It gives you an extra action you can use to dash. So yes, it gives you, doubles your movement and then gives you an extra movement on top of that.
And then, that I can see within range. I will haste pink hair.
It's fuchsia.
It's lightish red.
Right now it's black.
Yes, right now it is black.
With flecks of gray from all the stone dust and ash.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the option of turbo mode should you wish it.
Yes. People have been taken. People that should not have been taken.
I will inform you, because that's written. If you are traveling at high speed, you will be taking disadvantage to further survival checks.
Okay.
Obviously, you're not taking the time to see where you're going.
That is. I believe you said there was someone looked like they were in the shadow.
Further down the stairwell, you can't get a good look at them because of the spiral, but there appears to be somebody down, a little bit further down the stairs. Within your movement range, there is somebody at the bottom, further down.
Okay. I would like to intercept them, provided that.
How are you doing that?
I figure I could speed over to them.
Okay, so you're just charging in blind? Okay.
Well, I mean, what's my passive perception? Interesting. Oh, my sheet and what's bullshit or
Well, it just means I haven't updated it recently. I've been behind on that, I know. Okay, tearing around the corner. I will need a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save.
Close. All right. Tearing around the corner, you feel you're not even sure you actually felt it. It went by so fast. There's like a moment, a heartbeat of hesitation where it feels like your muscles want to lock up, but you power through as if it never happened, tearing around the corner in the darkness. You were just charging, you weren't attacking or anything.
No, because I don't know if this person's a hostile.
Yeah. Tearing around the corner, you see with her one hand clutching a amulet in one hand and hand extended in the other, appears to be a wounded and slumped Theala who tried to catch you on what you're guessing is a hold person,
Okay.
but it clearly didn't take. She's it's hard to discern clearly in the dark due to dark vision having limits on the amount of detail you can get, but she appears very badly damaged, which again, given what you saw upstairs, is not surprising. She's kind of just slumped in the stairwell.
Well,
And, got her dagger ready, in a, like last minute, half. For she's not really trained, but it's like, I got this dagger. I'm not going to go down without it.
right. Just purely just by looking at her, does she have her purse on her?
Passive investigation in the dark. You can't tell.
Okay.
If she does, it's blended into her dress.
Okay, I am going to go over with a with a cure wound. Please please tell me that Isara is in hiding.
Like as you approach, she like slashes, goes like half slash at you for a moment, or the adrenaline, dials back just enough for her to process who's coming, and she just kind of slump back against the wall, exhausted. Like she went further down. I couldn't, keep up, so I tried to hold him off. Okay, 17's enough to at least ease her breathing. And as you're doing that, Dylan and Kyoki will catch up.
I will also throw in I'll also throw in 20 more from healing.
That brings her up to... Okay, I'll bring her up to just above bloodied. So again, she's battered, but she's breathing a lot easier.
I'm like, oh, okay. I will get there. I will look. It's like, oh no, she's not with you. She
Further down, further down.
I will continue running. In fact, wait. I'm gonna jump further down the stairwell, right?
It's a spiral staircase.
Are there any doors that offshoot
That's
on the way
annoying
down,
card.
or is it just straight down?
At this point, you would have another few feet before you get to the door that would be ground level, and then there's another 2 doors further beyond that would take you down to the grotto area where the combatants had been, or the catacombs.
Okay. Then in which case I will drop down to the level down there.
Which level? The ground floor, the locker rooms, or the catacombs?
Hold on 1 second.
And what she's doing with that, Kyoki, you have also caught up.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna see her on the floor. Oh, oof. Ooh, damn, girl.
Indeed.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
I'm gonna like look at her. I'm like,
Aaron is currently healing her.
Oh, okay. Well then, farther down, you say.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I ask for Kyoki's passive insight?
Passive is I'll say passive perception is 18.
Insight, not perception.
Ah, fuck, my insight is ass. Hold on.
Is that your insight modifier plus 10?
Oh, plus 10.
Okay, you don't roll it. He's asking for your passive, so it's your modifier plus 10.
Oh yeah, modifier plus. Wait, where is that? Oh, oh, 12.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was wondering if you noticed the thing, but no.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I'm intelligence based now.
Okay. Carry on.
All right. Going to like she's farther down. All right then. Right. Oh man, I'll say looking at her kind of makes me realize how bad I'm looking. Like, yeah. So I'm just going to focus. I'm gonna go ahead and start what is that? Is that a bonus action? Yep. Can enter my trance. I'll say, yeah, gonna enter my trance while I'm running and start healing.
Okay. You're going further down. First floor, ground floor, locker rooms, or catacombs.
Said locker room. You said
Ground
locker
floor,
room.
locker room, or catacomb.
And I try to see. I'll say pun hitting. I'll say, and we don't know which one is which. Correct. We
You
don't
have
know
three.
which.
There are 3 doors left. On the stairwell has 3 floors left. You can either get off at the ground floor. You can go further down to the basement level, which is where the locker rooms were, or you can go further down still to the underground catacombs.
I ran through the locker rooms if I remember correctly.
That is where you came up from, yes.
Yeah. So.
But you came from the other side.
Okay.
Could I look around and see where Little Bit possibly could have gone?
I would like to investigation to see if I can notice small footprints.
Okay. With you guys here, Theala will activate the light spell to negate disadvantage. Looking for 80 bits footprints would be a survival roll. And Sierra, what was yours?
I wanted to see if I could find which direction Little Bit went off to.
That'd also be a survival roll for tracking.
Oops.
Jesus fucking Christ. Roll 20 is like fuck you all day.
Okay, hold on. I rolled.
Please roll better.
She can't roll much worse.
Oh, okay, hold on. I rolled a 19, but hold on. Roll 20 is doing something weird.
19 on the die?
Yep. I think my survival roll is like a 0 because that's like strength, right?
Survival's wisdom.
Oh, wisdom. I don't know.
So plus 3. So you rolled a 22. All right, on a 22, you are seeing the same weird bullshit Farron was seeing upstairs, where the tracks seem to be coming in and out of the wall. And it's hard to tell, even discern that much due to the fact that you're in a high traffic area. But you have reason to believe that they continue down towards the catacombs.
All right, so to the catacombs.
Okay,
which I remember because I walked through the catacombs.
Okay, Kyoki, you don't see shit, but you do see Dylan tearing off towards the catacombs.
And I'm tearing off towards the catacombs.
Okay. You two are doing that. Baron, you're taking a moment to heal Theala. You doing anything else beyond?
I will hand her hand her my my greater healing potion.
She will, push it back towards you. You're going to need it more than I do.
I don't know if there's any going to be any doubling back or contingency that whoever these people have might find you.
I can worry about that. You are clearly needed, elsewhere.
I'll hold a look on her for
Does she have magic buff?
a few moments, and then nod, and then especially given that it's Usara we're talking about, if need be, I will want to dash to get my flying, by the way, has
You're under
expired
haste. You
by
don't
now.
need a dash to catch
Oh,
up
you're
to them.
right. Duh.
You just, boom, you're gone. Okay. Making your way into the catacombs. First sight that catches you is more of these black, individuals that are somewhat melted.
Okay.
Seem to have been caught in a similar type of fight to what happened at the top, by the skybox. So clearly, pursuit was still active, but she is still, putting up a good fight. Tracking will be much harder within the catacombs because there's less to leave a trace and more places to lose tracks because, again, it's a high traffic area. So whoever is taking point on the tracking will need to make a new survival roll. If you are still moving with haste, small h, not the spell, but it would include the spell, you will be rolling at disadvantage because you're not taking the necessary time to fully check your clues. If you are choosing to slow down and actually move at a tracker's pace, you will not be, you'll be moving at roughly half movement, but you will not be suffering disadvantage.
What is your? What is your survival?
His or mine?
Yours.
Mine's not good.
I'll say Dylan's survival.
Fuck you, roll 20. It froze. Give me a second. Or maybe it's Chrome that's freezing.
It could be
Just trying to
Chrome.
Just trying to
I've
see
had
if you
better luck
have
with Firefox recently on Roll20 than I had Chrome.
Just trying to see if you have a higher survival than I do.
I doubt it.
Dylan's survival is +3.
Oh, okay. So technically, so I just roll for shit. Okay. Technically, I have a higher survival. I have a +8.
Yeah, I think you're of the trio currently here. I think you're the only one proficient.
Yeah.
So it'll be up to you then in terms of whether you want to be moving quickly and at disadvantage or moving slowly but at flat.
Okay.
Quick question: is my locate object still not detecting it?
Still not within 1,000 feet.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Try locating my hilt of everything.
Yeah. If Farron actually gets that suggestion, he will.
I believe you have to recast the spell for that.
I can't just.
No, you can't change it over.
Okay. Do I have enough?
Yeah, I will definitely.
Okay.
Definitely be like, she's using my hilt of everything. I know it's called something else, but I called it the hilt of everything. So
it is one of several weapons she's been carrying recently.
Okay. I will spend the mana to.
Okay, spending the mana to recast it. That you do pick up just at the edge of your 1,000 feet.
that way, I'll point in the direction. I believe it gives me the direction.
Dash, dash, dash.
In which case, Kyoki, you can make your survival roll with advantage, which means if you're moving at high speed, it'll be a flat roll.
Oh.
As the survival will help you navigate the catacombs, because Baron's spell gives you a direction but does not account for the maze.
There's more like it.
Okay, on a 20, you are able to effectively navigate the catacombs.
Awesome.
The hilt that you are detecting does not appear to be moving. As you are weaving through, you are finding more and more of these guys scattered and deceased in various states of decay. The closer you get, the fresher the body.
I would like to use advantageous positioning as part of my step points.
Okay. As you close within about 100 feet or so of the hilt, you start noticing that more of these guys are dying from things that are less consistent with Asura's fighting style. You're also noticing that a few of them have various growths or spikes of ice coming out of them. Closing to within about 50 feet of the hilt, the temperature has dropped noticeably. And then as you come within about 30 feet of the hilt, it will require you to round the corner. How do you wish to proceed?
All right, so we've come over here. Cool. So we notice this. All right.
You are within 30 feet of the object Farron is scanning for. It is around the corner from where you are now. Temperature has dropped noticeably. You are seeing a lot more of these guys scattered about in various states of having their ass kicked.
I'm just gonna dash around the corner, and not worry about my safety. I need to get to my child.
I will go into. I will attempt to stealth around the corner with the idea that if Dylan's going through, that Farron may have the opportunity to slip around, if Asar is being held hostage, get behind the house figure. That's his thought process right now.
Okay, we're attempting to stealth. Roll your stealth. Dylan's around and catches whatever she catches.
I am going to prepare for. I'm pretty much going to try to prepare for whatever. If those two are running out, then I'm going to hang back momentarily to kind of peek around the corner to try to see if I can snipe something that comes out and tries to hit. Snipe whatever if I see something that that looks dangerous, or if I recognize whoever's trying to attack Dylan as someone we know who's dangerous, then I will attempt to try to spell snipe him.
Okay, Dylan comes around the corner. A beam of ice comes hurtling towards her. Definitely beats Dylan's AC. As Dylan catches 17 cold damage, which drops her to 0.
Oh wow, I didn't realize I was that low.
You had you had 1d10 hit points, which gave you a total of 4.
Okay.
So Dylan drops unconscious. Baron, as he sneaks around the corner, sees a Ash, kind of taking a knee, fired off an ice blast, kind of trying to hold the hallway.
Okay.
Yoki, waiting to snipe whoever sniped Dylan, can take his spell shot as in response.
I'll say, who did it?
From what you said, you just said you would shoot if Dylan got shot. So
I said if we recognize whoever shot as someone who was an enemy.
oh, she got shot by Ash, who seems to be trying to hold the hallway. So
You said she got shot by who?
Ash.
Oh. Yeah, I'm about to say
Nani?
I'm like,
Because she blindly charged around the hallway, he just fired at movement.
yeah, I'm like, oh my god, who? Ash, what the fuck, man? Wait, you are Ash, right? You're not like someone who just stole his bucket.
Fuck you.
Yep, that's Ash. Does he look like fucked up?
Yeah, his armor's banged up. He's clearly bleeding. There's frost seeping out of his armor, which you know happens when he gets pretty banged up. He's on one knee, kind of holding himself up with his sword.
Whoa, shit. Okay.
You know, surrounded by a bunch of ice spikes and weird armored ghoul things stuck to the wall. His left hand is missing.
Where'd the hand go?
Took too much damage.
Huh. Okay.
I have to resummon it.
Okay. Well,
speaking of familiars,
I'm gonna look down at at the captain. I'm like, well, got to get the captain back up, and we've got to get you back up.
Yeah, I'm tapped, so somebody else is gonna have to heal her in quick.
No worries. I will dump a potion in the captain's mouth.
All right, roll for whatever level of potion you're using.
Okay. Let me. All right.
Farron, the hilt you were scanning for is currently sticking out of the eye of one of the corpses on the wall.
Unless it's indisputable, can I insight Ash to see if we're not dealing with a illusory disguise situation?
If you're checking for illusion, that is actually investigation.
14 healing, Dylan.
All right. I pop back up and go, okay, that was on me. That was on me.
Okay. I think that was on both of us.
Did we find her? Okay. She's gonna look. She looks relieved that Ash is there, but she also looks disappointed that Ash is there. Like, it's that little bit. She's like, okay, no, this is okay.
Right.
She's close, right? Like, she's nearby.
I think so. I hadn't caught up to her yet either.
I'm going to.
I think that's her. That's your weapon that you gave her, right? Points to the dude with the thing sticking out of his eye.
Yes. She's going to get up and try to continue running down the hall.
Okay, it will be rough terrain because it's slick, but you are able to keep running.
All right.
Running.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm like, all right. I was like, all right, bro. All right, bro. Here you go. Get well soon.
Guessing another potion.
Yep.
And he will. Oh shit! You gave him a big one.
Yeah.
And he will chug that, and still obviously feels like crap, but he's at least able to take his feet again.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him. I was like, do you have I'm gonna look at him. I was like, how are you? He's like, how are you doing magic wise?
I'm tapped.
Well, let's fix that. I'll say I know you type. I know you types need your mana.
Yep. Right.
All right, and that leaves me with 1 regular mana potion and 5 regular healing potions. I use my big ones. Right.
Now I feel bad.
Well, I mean, there's more in the box. I just carry those on me just in case.
I'm just saying, you're using the big shit for this. Like, I'm not gonna stop you. I was like, wow, that's okay.
Well, I mean, we have potion makers on the ship. I've been carrying around that. In all honesty, I've been carrying around that superior healing and superior mana potion for like carrying around since I think we first got him.
All right. I imagine you are resuming the pursuit, so whoever is helming the pursuit will need to make another survival roll. And if you are doing anything other to either assist or alternative means of tracking, I need to know since the hilt has been recovered.
I have enough mana to switch back over to. Okay, I saw. We saw her. Presumably, we would have familiarity with whatever kind of clothing she's wearing.
You bought it for her, so yes.
So I would like to key in on like if she had like a bracelet. I'm trying to key in on something that would be less likely to be instantly damaged.
Okay.
Cool. So
Now
I'll go ahead
down
and,
to
run through. Go ahead and run through the ice and snow to.
Okay, so you're moving hastily again, so survival will be at disadvantage.
All right. What were we doing last time in order to get it flat? I can't remember.
Farron assisted you with his scan spell because he had something to lock onto.
Okay, now he doesn't have anything to lock onto. Okay.
That's like the thing he had locked onto, you guys located, and he's doing a new scan spell, which does not place her within 1,000 feet yet.
Okay. There technically is a way for me to get at least one of us there, and I think the only person I could actually get there would be Dylan, but he's not in good enough health to actually.
No, get me there, get me there.
Are you? I must say, are you willing to try to do this?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Actually, no guarantee it'll work because let me read the spell real quick.
If the spell as written does not do what you want it to do, I am potentially open to doing it with a hero point, so just keep that in mind.
Oh no, that's not the problem. Okay. Fuck it. You know what? I'll try it. Because technically, if this goes wrong, it will still it'll just take you back. All right. Cool. Going to Dylan's small anyway.
She's normal person sized. I mean.
Well, perfect. All right. I mean, she's not like absurdly large like Farron is or Ash.
Can I say something?
Right. I mean, I would assume the buff nerd is probably about like 6 feet or so.
I like how 5'9" is absurdly large. You're like absurdly large, like Ash. It's like Ash is 5'9". I didn't know that was absurdly large.
Yeah, but you got all that fucking armor though.
You got a breastplate, and a helmet.
Wait, you have I thought you were like full armor, but
yeah, it's a breastplate and helmet, and the rest of it's leather.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like full armored knight. Oh, okay. All right. In which case, going to stop and like, all right, cool. I got one of these left. All right. Going to press my hand on her. I'm like summoning jutsu, and a wind spirit will appear with a box. I'm like, get in the goddamn box.
I will get in the box.
All right, cool. It is a 3x3x3 box. Based on what I looked at, it is, I'll say, a normal size human, if they tuck their legs, can fit inside of it.
Can you pop the spell for me?
It will send it directly to whoever. I must say, it will send it directly to whoever I say that it's supposed to go to. They will immediately appear next to them, and will
3
tell
feet
them
on
what
each
is in the box.
side.
as long as they are on the same plane of existence. If the spell fails, then they basically just get dumped back at my feet. So we can keep running, and if she
Okay.
just like appears, I'm about to say if it doesn't work, she'll just appear back to where we were anyway while we're continuing. So technically, we lose nothing if this doesn't work. I mean, I lose a spell slot, but I
Okay.
mean, we don't lose.
So, point of order. It says item. As Dylan is not a corpse, she is not an item.
I mean, we did this before with the other guy.
And I believe I charged you a hero point then too, which is why what I was about to say.
Okay.
I'm not vetoing it. I'm just saying, as written, it does say item, so that this will cost you a hero point since you're going outside of the bounds of the spell.
I'm okay with using a hero point if you are.
We should have left her dead
Yep.
and doing her death save. She would have been an item then.
No, she's only an item when she actually dies.
So mean. You were better off dead.
Actually, this is awesome because the air elemental is formless, nearly transparent, and immune to all damage. So even if it pops up, if she's getting attacked, they can't attack it.
Okay, so pops out of existence. Chest materializes. Dylan, the chest immediately begins flooding with water. But back to the other party. What y'all doing?
I'm gonna climb out. Can I
Yeah,
climb out?
I'll cut away. We'll come back to you in a second.
That's what you can do that to me too. Yeah, kidding. That's what you can do that to me too.
I need a minute.
You need a minute.
Yeah, I need a minute to cast an esoteric rite to get my spell slot back, so I can do it again. Unless you have a mana potion, in which case,
Yes, here.
I can do it. Okay. I will take the mana potion. I will use this D4 plus. I will use this D4 to cover my 2 spell slots.
Yep, there we go. Regular mana.
I'll say I only need a regular mana potion.
Okay.
I can only have 2 spells. So.
Well, for the purposes of you and mana potions, you still have to roll the amount of spell points it generates because that will determine what since you have multiple you have multiple spell slots of a certain level, you need that many back to get that many spell slots. Like if you had 2/3 level spell slots, for example, it would take 10 mana to get those slots back.
Gotcha. Okay, then I need 4.
Your normal mana potion is 2d4 plus 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
The same as the healing potion.
Okay, I don't even remember how much that does. So
2d4 normal healing potion is 2d4.
I haven't used a mana potion on myself since since Ladrina. I have 9 mana. So ish. And this thing is a 4th level spell, so I don't know how much mana that. The 4th level spells cost how much?
4th level spells are 6 apiece, so you need. So 6 gets you 1, 12 gets you 2.
Well, I only need 1. I'm gonna keep going the rest of the way myself.
Okay. Guess you're good to go.
All right. I'll say, like I said, they said they wanted to get there. I don't. First, I'll say I'm technically out of mana, so I guess Farron, if you're good at contorting, I don't know how big you are, but I assume that you're at least bigger than
Farron is 5'6".
Oh, then yeah, you should fit in there. I'm gonna say 3x3x3 dimension, at least according to Google. It says that an average size human can fit into 3. Just by touching their legs.
He also believes in stretching, so he has proficiency in acrobatics.
All right. Yes, we are burning through hero points. Okay. So.
Yeah, so that's your last hero point.
All right. Cool. There you go. We gotta wait for Tristan to start murdering us before we get him back. All right.
Okay, Farron pops out of existence. Farron, you rematerialize, and the chest immediately begins flooding with water.
Okay.
Kyoki, you are left in the alone with Ash. What are you doing?
We're continuing through the catacombs.
Okay, you continue running. I will need your new survival roll. I don't know if you've rolled that already.
Not yet.
Okay.
I will ask Ash if it was like, how good are you at survival or tracking?
Decent enough.
+8 decent or lower decent?
Decent enough I can assist.
Okay.
Technically he has a +9, but I'm not having the NPC roll for you in a chase sequence.
I mean, that works. I don't care. I'm like, as long as he's not like way better than me. Like,
he's got a +9 to your +8.
Okay. All right, I was about to say, like, if it's a massive difference, like with my deception being a +17, then I'm like, yeah, fuck, I don't care about NPCs. You rolling? All right, so that put me at normal.
Yeah, that puts you at flat because he's assisting.
Oh, roll 20. Don't fuck me over. Not bad. All right, 17 survival.
Okay, 17. You are able to take off in pursuit. It appears that the trail, again, while doing all sorts of weird shit, is angling towards the seaside opening of the catacombs.
Okay.
Take off in that direction. Dylan and Farron, you are flooded. Your chests are quickly flooding with water, and you get the sense that you are sinking.
Okay. I would like to freak out.
Same here.
Okay, you are attempting to break out of the chest,
and take in a breath and hold it.
You certainly have time to take in a breath and hold it. If you are attempting to break out of the chest, I will need a strength check.
Oh, okay.
Dylan, you will be rolling yours with advantage.
Ooh, advantage. Okay. Right. 14. Oh, 16. Yay. It's a flat one because I have 0.
Yeah, I knew that. Okay, on a 16?
Yeah, 16.
Okay, on a 16, you are able to fight against the pressure and lever the chest open. As you do so, you are able to see that Isura was on the other side helping you do that. Hence the advantage.
Oh, my favorite girl.
You chest also basically is now fully flooded with water. You are underwater. I'm going to, for the sake of argument, assume you were able to take a breath because you were in airspace, so you were not surprised. So you are underwater. You keep that in mind. But you are able to embrace.
Awesome. I will hold her tightly and be at ease.
Farron, you have kicked against your chest. You have splintered some wood. I can either give you a partial success, or you can roll again.
I am okay with a partial.
Okay, on a partial success,
I like how she's hugging 80-bit while this other chest is just floating next to her and
sinking. They are underwater and it is sinking.
Let go of
I
80-bit and open the fuck.
notice it is sinking. Okay, my first concern was itty bit. I'm sorry. Okay.
I like how the air elemental's just standing there like, excuse me.
That's bullshit. We are not going to go with full setback for your level. We'll down it back to the previous levels of setback.
Okay.
Because taking 10d10 for kicking a chest wrong seems a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 21 damage. as you kick and wrench your leg in the wrong way, and then the water just comes gushing in and slams your against the chest. So you're kind of swirled around in the box a little bit, but I need a con save to hold, hang on to that breath you took.
21.
Okay, you're good. You do not lose. The wind is knocked, but you are able to hold it. So you find yourselves underwater. You are able, after taking a moment to shake off the momentary disorientation, you do see that Dylan and Isura are hugging under the water. Your passive perception disadvantage for being, for where you are at dark, so that'd be 9 for you and a 13 for Dylan. Okay, Farron, you're not quite sure where you guys came out aside from underwater. And the taste of salt would indicate you're in the ocean. Dylan, on the other hand, even though you're caught up in the moment, you are able to take a moment to look around. It appears that you have come out, and you're not normally used to seeing it from this angle, but it seems you have come out under your ship.
Oh, thank God! Yay!
Best guess, she was probably hanging onto the bottom of the boat where people couldn't find her.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Mommy is so proud of you.
Scrape
Mommy
the
is so proud of you.
Scrape the barnacles off there, down there.
Telepathy.
I know she can telepathy.
Yeah. Mama's so proud of you.
Sure, you guys scrape the barnacles off the bottom of the ship down there.
Look, I'm not scraping shit, man. Get off my. Get off of me. Reunited, and it feels so good. All right, I will, with her, point that we should swim to the top. Again, forgetting that Farron is there. I'm not even gonna lie. She's just like, like she cares, but little bit took priority.
Okay, yeah, she will nod, and assuming you let her go, start swimming up to the top. If you're not letting her go, I will need an athletics at disadvantage. Basically, impeding everybody's swimming.
No. I will let her go because
Okay,
I
so yeah,
can't even.
Yeah, the current, there's not a strong current or anything, so it's not that hard to swim back up to the surface.
Because
You'll be coughing and sputtering, and then after a moment, you'll see a familiar female dwarven head looking over the railing as Veta looks over. Is like, what the hell is going on? Captain, what are you doing down there in the drink?
help us up. It's a long story.
See, get the ladder.
Am I glad to see you guys?
And you're there for maybe 10, 15 seconds before they throw down a rope ladder for you.
Okay.
Fair, I assume you've come up as well.
Yeah.
Swinging camera back around to the other group. Ash and Kyoki, you will have made it to the point where the catacomb opens out into a large opening. And it all seems to also double as a bit of a drainage system, as water at your feet is going out through this hole into the ocean. You are able to see the docks from here, where all the various ships for the tournament have moored. And the trail from here goes cold. Based on your expertise in tracking, she probably dove from here. Or maybe flew. You're not sure if she can do that, but either way, you cease leaving a trail at this spot.
Okay. Which case, I'm going to go ahead and All right. All right. I'm gonna look around and like, So, I'm gonna look over at Ash. Well, she's, must say, trail's gone cold. Any clue as to what you guys trained her to do in these situations? Well, the ship's right there. The only thing I can think of is possibly asking people on the ship if they've seen her.
Well, here's the point of contention. I trained her to just keep stabbing. Dylan and Theala probably trained her to find some place to duck into until the coast was clear. Now, seeing as she, if the trail led here, she's probably run out of things to stab. Finding a place to lay low would make sense.
And we did find her in the water, didn't we?
Well, we found her on the Sea Ghost in the brig, but her, the sea elves she called her grandparents lived underwater.
Okay, well, I guess
So we knew she
should.
at least grew up underwater.
All right, so. Well, the boat's over there. Do you want to, I'll say, how far away is the boat?
From here, maybe a mile.
Oof. Okay.
And no land between you and the place where all the ships are, not just yours.
That's
It's
fine.
just
I'm not
it's
worried.
just straight ocean from here.
I'm not worried about that. I can actually swim and breathe underwater, so I'm not worried about that. Must say. There's no. I assume the tides washed away whatever footprints would have been here from her.
Well, again, her trail gets to the edge of the tunnel, which it's kind of like that tunnel from The Fugitive, the drainage tunnel
Yeah.
from The Fugitive, where it just goes out into the ocean from there.
Oh, okay. So there's no like sand. It's just the end of a tunnel, and then
It's just the end of a tunnel and then a drop into the ocean.
Okay. Well, um, I'm gonna go ahead and start making my way. Start searching underwater, see if I can find her. If you have any better ideas, I'm all ears.
Well, you did banish Farron and Dylan to where she supposedly is.
Do you have? Are you asking for the same thing?
No. What I was going to say was, pulls a pouch and a piece of paper. We could send a message and see if they actually reach them.
That is true.
So he's gonna jot down, fold it into a little origami crane, flick it out into the air where it'll take flight. Yes, telegram. Whee! Unfortunately, he has to cast it as a ritual because he doesn't have it prepped, so it'll take him a few minutes.
Good, that gets time to get out of the water.
Yep. So by the time the little telegram, little paper bird gets to you guys, have been pulled out of the water. You've been provided, towels, blankets, etc. I don't know where you want to hole up to warm up and dry off, but wherever on the ship you have settle in, the little paper bird will come find you.
I'm gonna be around wherever 80-bit is, because
Yeah,
just for the captain.
yeah. Probably held up on the deck because, like, she'll be like, I guess we need to let them know we found her, and then the little thing will come in, and she'll go, oh, and then before she actually goes, you wouldn't happen to know where Granddad is? I thought he would be with you, but obviously not.
Okay, Dylan. Now that the adrenaline has subsided, you're able, and now that you've asked that question, your memory clarifies, solidifies, what have you, and you remember roughly what transpired. You were watching fight. Kyoki at the point that you're remembering, Kyoki seemed to be losing. He was certainly having a hard time of it, because his opponent was a cheap bastard and fighting while invisible. At that point in time, both doors to the skybox were kicked in. A series of black armored individuals, led by a much larger black armored individual wielding a double scimitar, stepped into the room. At which point you remember your father standing and, for some reason, incinerating the Drakengard prince and his consort.
Oh,
The prince's guard obviously reacts in shock and charged your father. A furball ensued, in which there was much fighting. Your father let loose one of his signature Nova-esque spells, which is what was the blast that blew out the skybox. You then remember him, crouching next to you, lifting your chin and calling you a disappointment for letting Ittybit get away, and leaving through a portal and effectively leaving you to die.
That's not my dad. Because, okay, so maybe somebody masquerading as him? Because Dylan would know his power set, right? Is it? Well, I mean,
His spells
obviously.
are consistent with the spells he is known to use as a master of fire and dunamancy.
Did he look like
I'm
he was
dunamancy.
being suggested, or did he look like he was being like mind controlled, or something?
You can make an insight check if you like.
Oh Jesus! Insight check. Nobody happens to have guidance, do they?
Well, isn't this a memory?
I'll say
I
this
don't
is your
know if
memory.
we're
They can't
aware.
guide you on a.
I tried. Hey, 18.
On an 18, he does not appear to be compelled, but you are. Something just doesn't, but he doesn't appear to be compelled. He seem to be using all the right magic and using the right, manner of speaking and everything, but something feels off. You're not sure what.
Just that it feels off. Okay.
It could be just because you believe your daddy wouldn't behave this way.
Yeah,
Daddy Dearest would never.
Never. He would never. Yeah. Oof.
In terms of you asking Yasura, she's like, well, I remember the big, black, dudes who stank of death kicking in the door. I remember you telling Theala and I to run. I remember, having to fall back on my training in the hallway to get us out of there. I remember Theala telling me to keep on going because she'd hold them off. And then I remember a lot of running, and then eventually I just decided to hide where people wouldn't look for me because, I can hold my breath a lot longer than they can, and made my way here.
Well, she said we're all on the deck, so I'd be able to hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You notice that Dylan looks mildly concerned, but she's like trying to like ha 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 ha. Like she's trying to like cover it up. But something could possibly be wrong.
Remember when you helped me with looking over the examining the body in the catacombs?
Mm-hmm.
Could do something here if maybe you think you had seen something that was odd. Basically, what Farron is going to do is seeing if we can use our respective telepathic abilities to have me see your memories and make rolls to see if there are just details that you saw but maybe didn't like immediately give conscious thought to.
You can do that with the telepathy. We've done that before.
Yeah.
I know Dylan is proficient in Arcana, but not Investigation. Is Farron proficient in Arcana and Investigation?
Farron is proficient in Arcana. He's actually he's actually not proficient in investigation. He is, however, proficient in things like insight, which can be used to like at least least discern, like, motivations and such,
All right.
and body language reading. Which, while I don't know her father that well, I figure I could at least read what I can from the memory and convey it to her to see if it jives with what she knows.
All right. In which case, Dylan did an insight already. Baron can do an insight as well. I want him also to roll an Arcana at disadvantage.
Okay. Right. Arcana. Where's Arcana? There's Arcana.
Okay. On the insight roll, you see a man who had put his faith in one thing, and that fell through. So he's being forced to resort to Plan B.
Oh.
Plan B, he had not hoped to have witnesses, especially the witnesses he did have.
Okay. I understand.
The Arcana roll will give you a partial success in that while the movements and mannerisms and magic are consistent with what is known of Lord Aloro, given his moniker of Star Mage, there is, for want of a better way of putting it, there's an uncanny valley quality to the memory. Something just feels off. It's, not something you put your finger on. It's not like, something like, say, if it had been rendered with, for want of a better analog, if it had been rendered by AI, he had too many fingers or something. There's, nothing specific you can put your finger on, but something about the memory feels, you'd almost say, too produced or manufactured.
That's not fictitious.
I was about to ask, does the memory feel like it was planted?
Based on what you have rolled, in the case of both of you, you cannot definitively say that. It just feels something is off. And because he is poking at it from the outside versus having to experience the raw emotions and stuff that goes with it, he is able to pick up on something, again, an uncanny valley quality.
Can I make and I think I had something similar before. I don't recall exactly what you wanted me to roll for that. Could I use medicine from a psychological standpoint to try to identify, like, an altered memory or something?
No.
Okay.
That would be, that's definitely purely in the realms of magic and stuff. So that would definitely be an Arcana type scenario. But because you do not have proficiency in investigation, you're not necessarily the best at picking up like the minute details and tells that one might do.
Okay.
So you cannot, if you had proficiency, you would have rolled flat.
Gotcha. Okay.
But since you don't have that, training for detail.
Yeah, makes sense.
You do know enough to go, okay, something is not quite right here. You just can't place what. You're not sure if it's it could be, from what you know with proficiency in Arcana, that it could be a modified memory, it could a modified memory of some kind, it could be there was some kind of illusion in play that, you didn't pick up on. It could be something along the lines of a changeling or doppelganger. You're both pretty sure there's not a compulsion at play. Whatever it is. Like something has altered the players in the scene, but it's not a mind control type thing.
Yeah.
Now yeah. So that's what you've got so far. While you take a moment to ponder that, I will flip back to Ash and Kyoki. who it sounds like have been confirmed that they've made it back to the boat. So what do you want to do? Yeah, Ash and Koki.
Okay. I guess we make our way back to the boat. Can you swim?
Okay. Ash will want to swing back to pick up Theala. I don't know if you want to stay with him or go on your own.
There must say he's still banged up from what I can see, and so is she. I'll go back for her.
Okay, so you guys will take a few minutes to go back and
If they're safe on the
intercept
boat,
Theala.
yeah.
She had made it to the ground floor and was, a little bit ways out of the stadium at this point because she was having to navigate the crowds. But you guys are able to catch up to her without too much hassle, and then the three of you can head back for the Sea Ghost.
Cool.
Which will bring you guys to the ramp up to the ship right about the time Farron and Dylan are done trying to sort through that memory.
Okay. Can Theala swim?
I mean, don't have to swim. You can just use the ramp.
There's a ramp leading out the. Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
right.
You're going back to
yeah.
I said you're going back to Theala. You had to go back through the arena. You would run into her outside the arena.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can go the normal way instead of.
Yeah, you can go back through town the normal way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
As you are making your way back through town, you will obviously notice increased tracking guard security that are both trying to secure the stadium and seemingly fanning out looking for somebody. They don't seem to pay you any particular interest, though, so whoever they're looking for, they know it's not you.
That's good. Here, I thought they'd try to probably punch me in the face as like fucking like asshole.
No, they're looking at you with disgust, but they clearly have other orders or something of higher priority than beating up soft skins and being racist pricks.
Okay. Fake racist. Racism. I'll say racism is supposed to take precedence over everything.
So technically it's specious because you're a human and they are clearly something very distinctly different.
Yeah. I'll say. Can't even hate right. Get your hate game up.
Yeah. Like we hate, but we also acknowledge that there is a priority to things where the guy who assassinated our prince probably takes priority over hating that guy over there.
I'll say we gotta introduce him to the Dave Chappelle Haterade Olympics. It's like hate.
You've all made it back to the ship now.
I will share the memory with everyone else, and I'll be like, but it's not him. He wouldn't have done that or said that to me.
Could we have a situation here where someone has come in, done something obviously, murderous, and just left you with false memories that would implicate your father. And he'll stop for a moment. Like he was clearly going to go on to say something else, but he'll stop to kind of give you a chance to mull that over. And
I don't know anybody with that ability off the top of my head. And obviously they were specifically gunning for a little bit, so my theory is what's her face is behind it. But obviously I need proof, which I have none of.
now you know your dad better than I do. Given that this entire thing was to prevent a greater conflict, do you think that he would think killing the. It was the
Emir Tariq Bashir, the one of the many princes in the Drakengard Empire.
Okay. Do you think that he would be particularly cunning enough to set off a bit of political dominoes by removing the prince if for some reason he thought that the main plan wouldn't work?
Dylan, you do not even have to roll. Your father is very intelligent and would know that offing the guy that was in charge of one of the armies invading the north certainly would put a crimp in the Drakengard army's style. Specifically, Bashir was the prince in charge of the Bastard Regiment, i.e., the ones you guys were engaging in Saltmarsh.
Ah, got you.
So yes, killing one of the Drakengard generals. You don't have to be a political genius to figure out that would clearly cause some issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be right back. Hold on.
But she will go, I don't think it was something he would have resorted to unless he was absolutely sure we were going to lose.
What's of course the entire thing with any bit because it was clear that which would imply
Yeah. Like
okay.
I said,
Sorry.
she feels like she had some hand in it.
Okay. Check.
Plus, Daddy would never call me a disappointment.
Parents aren't um
If you're about to say something other than you're right, I might hit you.
given what was involved, I think a bit of magical examination of the skybox may be in order.
Yes. And speaking of magical examination, I would like to see if Little Bit had the same memory that I did.
Under the circumstances, you're just wanting her to show you what a very cursory level. You can do that with your communication. If you're wanting to pick any kind of detail, you're going to need the detect thoughts spell.
Farron can do that if you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have it, so that would be great.
Okay.
Well, first Farron's gonna ask if any bit's okay with it.
I don't know if it'll help, but sure. Using
Every
detect,
little thing will help.
doing detect thoughts will show that the memories align up to obviously the kicking in the door, the guy's coming in. She's told to run, does flee as per instruction. However, on her passive perception of 17, on her way out the door, she does catch an incongruity in that what she catches in her peripheral vision as she is bolting out the door is that it's the prince's consort that fires first, not Dylan's father.
Okay.
She also catches a detail that seems to have been outright omitted from Dylan's version, in that in Dylan's version, Lord Emir's guard was just the same woman you saw at the ball with the horned woman in the armor. But in Thura's version of the memory, while it is still that woman, what strikes you is that she's wearing armor that seems very reminiscent of Warden armor, if not outright Warden armor.
Is it of okay? Is it Ash's Warden armor, or just in the same scheme of Warden armor?
Make me an investigation.
Okay.
You're dealing with basically freeze framing a video at a peripheral vision.
Okay, I can't amp myself with that. I've already used the other thing, and I am not an artificer, so I can't buff myself that way.
Enhance.
So
Enhance.
Investigation.
You have no idea.
Just something that looks like a warden.
It looks like It looks like warden armor, but in your blurry freeze frame of a peripheral vision shot, you cannot tell if it's like one of the fakes that's popped up over the years, or one of those things where it's like I'm cosplaying as a warden, or whether it's legit warden armor.
Okay.
Could we show the image to Ash to garner if it's real or not?
Okay, at that point, we're playing psychic telephone with the image. So I will allow him to roll, but he will definitely be rolling at disadvantage because of perception distortion of, getting bounced off so many brains.
Like so many people have touched this before I did.
There's a lot of psychic feedback, for want of a better term. Like when you put too many microphones together. He does have a bonus of 1 million, so. Okay, on a 27, there's no way to be 100% sure without actually either being in the room or getting his hands on it. But on a 27, he'll call it 95% sure that does appear to be authentic Warden. So the prince, possibly the late prince, since the memory is now showing multiple incongruities, appears to have had a Arturian warden as his bodyguard.
Okay.
Again, Inhibit did not see what happens after that, door getting kicked in, her running out, and that initial blast.
Okay. I need to hit the bathroom, but that is some good information to have.
Now, with that information, now that you guys know something is sus, it's specifically with Dylan, you both can also make me an Arcana check.
Awesome.
Yay.
That is a nat 20 for me.
I do nat 20 on 3d6.
Oh, hold on.
Have you been rolling the wrong die all night?
Oh, I've been rolling the wrong dial. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry.
Fine, it's fine. I know you're tired and you're possibly concussed.
let me grab 3d6. Actually, we'll just roll it on here. Hold on.
Roll 20. Roll 20 hates you.
Oops. That should be a 6. There we go. All right, that is a 17.
Hey, you rolled better. So 17. I know you have like +8, so that's 25. Okay. Between the two of you, you are both almost absolutely certain. There's always the room for something you've never heard of before or something weird, but you are reasonably, beyond a reasonable doubt, certain that Dylan has been subjected to a modify memory spell.
I figured as much.
And knowing that is a modify memory spell, you also know that since both of you rolled a million, that you can undo a modify memory with a remove curse or greater restoration.
Does what's her face on the ship have that?
What's her face?
Ileana.
For the record, Sierra, the modified memory is what I was asking you about when I was asking for permission.
Okay.
Because I've seen numerous horror stories where players threw a fit and felt their agency had been violated, mind rape, and all this other naughty stuff when the GM used a modified memory. So
you do not have to worry about that with me. It is appreciated, but
I figured you were I figured you were okay with it. I just wanted to confirm.
Time for me to start getting ready for work.
Because I know, again, this is the kind of thing that you're like, oh no, I'm totally fine with this.
Yeah. Have at it. Have at it.
I know Ileana has greater restoration. I don't remember if she has remove curse.
Oh, so I need remove curse specifically?
Either greater restoration or remove curse will do it. Either spell.
Okay, well let's try greater restoration.
Well, he's looking to see which one she has, whether she has. But I know she has greater restoration, but that's also the really expensive one because you have to spend money on that one.
In the fullness of it, there.
Well, I am aware that you are fine with spending the money. I just want you're asking the character if she knows stuff. We're confirming which option she has.
Oh, got you.
I believe Theala is back as well.
Theala came back with Ash and Kyoki, so Theala is there. Yes. However, I know Theala has neither. Remove curse is 3rd level, greater restoration is 5th level.
Greater restoration and it's repaired.
Yeah. So she can greater restoration immediately.
So it's level 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Not seeing it.
I thought that was on the druid list. It's not on the druid list. Weird. It's on wizard. It's on warlock, but it's not on druid. Okay, so for the cost of 100 gold pieces, either worth a diamond dust or just 100 gold, however you guys want to handle that, you can use greater restoration.
100 gold.
Okay, well, whoever's footing the bill for that, mark it off.
Can somebody mark it off my sheet? I am currently getting ready for work.
I got you.
Find the right pants.
I need pants for work. What are you talking about?
I'm not Brian. I need pants for work.
Okay.
Pants today.
Dang.
Ileana will lay her hands in, find the memory, dispel the enchantment. Okay. Here's what actually happened.
I feel like we need the clue clip.
Yeah. Door was kicked in, as you remember. Guys came pouring in. The prince and his consort stood. Begged your pardon, but demanded you surrender the little one. Lord Aloros stepped between you and them. Blades were drawn. told Itty-Bit to run. Combat ensued, with the prince's consort taking the first shot, attempting to disintegrate someone. The shot went wide, so you're not sure who that was aimed at. There was, again, battle ensued. People were getting, messed up. After some blows, you did realize that the shock troopers were ghouls. But you were able to do that. The one leading them appears to be some kind of Death Knight, from what you can tell. Seem to have a particularly out for you. You're not sure why. There was an explosion as your father and the consort ended up in a beam struggle. Which is what caused the blast that took everything out. At which point you then remember the consort coming over to you, calling you a disappointment, and then touching you, probably to apply the modify memory. In your befuddled state as the spell was taking hold, she also seemed to be applying it to anyone else who survived from your side. So Sir Duroc also seems to have his memory altered.
Memo to self, we need to fix him.
She and the prince then took your father's unconscious body, and with the Death Knight left through a portal. After pulling a body out of some dimensional storage space that she seems to have intentionally left behind to implicate that the prince is dead. So
it's definitely not dead.
The prince is not dead. The prince is left with her, and she seemed to be following the prince's direction. So it seems Prince Bashir. It seems Prince Bashir is the one who engineered the attack, trying to get Itty-Bit, and then seemingly faked his death and tried to implicate your father in his assassination, while kidnapping your father in the process. So there's no witnesses.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. We now have proof that is not the case.
You have proof within the party, but obviously this is not going to stand up in court or anything.
Well, the court should have mages, and they should be able to figure out some way to tap into my memory with their spells or whatever to determine of what actually went down. And Dylan said, this is what she's thinking. Like, there's ways to prove her father's innocent.
Dylan knows through her magical training. Theoretically, yes, that is a valid tack, but it is not one they like to take very often, just because it is so hard to substantially prove to people who are not in the know about magic that is viable evidence. Usually that is, usually that's something you want in conjunction with actual tangible proof.
No, I do have a question. In which faction were you talking about in terms of proving ourselves?
That is the question. What court are you trying to prove that Dylan's father did not just assassinate one of the princes?
Well, more thinking if it's the Sylvan Empire, they're a mageocracy, right?
Even there as a mageocracy, that would be like, yes, that is valid proof, but that is not enough proof on its own. You still need something tangible.
Okay, but they would at least consider it like, okay, there's something here.
It might be enough to to get a warrant, kind of thing. But because memory, especially because with magic, everything memory can't be faked and all that. It's like okay, I'm willing to at least consider this a reason to start an investigation, but it's not enough to hang a man.
Okay.
Especially if all physical evidence points to the contrary. Physical evidence is worth more than psychic evidence.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. We'd have to. I'm pretty sure he thinks, huh? I know. I'm already dressed. I just gotta put socks and my boots on. Oh, that would be great, bro. That would be great.
I know what she said, but I swear it sounds like I had to put on my socks and my boobs.
said boots. I said boots.
So I know you put those on.
I know you said boots. That's just not what I heard.
But yeah, okay, cool. So we got to get this to the Duroc so that he knows that Dad didn't do this. I knew Dad didn't do this. I had very faith that Dad is not this sort of person. Is there a way to trace or piggyback uh a teleport spell?
This far removed from the teleport, probably not. It's not impossible, but the longer it's been since the teleport you're trying to trace, the harder it is.
Yeah.
You might have better luck, doing something along, something, maybe like a scry or a clairvoyance or something like that, or guidance, not guidance spell, a commune spell, or something, something that's not directly tracing the teleport, but trying to actually find players.
Okay.
As for Sir Duroc, you have reasonable, belief to believe that, if he was going to get, he's either gone to ground or he'll return to your father's ship. Those are the two most likely places to find him.
Okay. On the way, I will. Okay. I'm thinking here, because Dylan is kind of beaten up. She's a little.
Several of you are clearly in need of a long rest.
Yeah, and as a ship's doctor, I can help with that.
So Dylan would want to go back to the skybox before a rest.
Possible, but probably will be tricky, as it doesn't take a genius to figure out the place is going to be crawling with guards now.
Yes. Well aware of that, but I figured if we get close enough, we could probably try and. What is going on with Roll20? Hold on, guys. So I'm trying to look at my sheet, and Roll20 is like, no. Okay, maybe let's just reopen everything. I'm hoping to try and get in there just so we could try and see where's about the teleport took Dad.
All right. Given the time, for the sake of expediency, if you are attempting to slip back into the skybox, past the guards and everything, I'm going to call for a group stealth check for anyone involved.
Okay.
Before you go, if you have outlined that is your plan, Bathiala won't stop you. She will advise that he is capable of scrying as well. As a backup plan.
Given what we're about to do may get us in extreme trouble on the international level, that might be a good plan A.
Yeah.
Captain's call. Sheriff.
Captain is in hardcore thinking.
Apparently. Going to be in hardcore thinking mode for a moment. I'm going to take. It's food.
Good. I mean, this was pretty good. I wasn't expecting the entire session to be like investigation, but this has been pretty good.
Did it?
I actually was going to be kind of surprised if it wasn't.
All right, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we hear you now.
All right. Yeah, no, I forgot Jeremiah turned my car on.
Ah,
I have some good range.
yeah.
I'm on the other side of the parking lot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Theala has offered as an alternative. She does know the scry spell.
Oh, cool. Then cool. Yes, if she could scribe for Dad, we will take a long rest. We will push off from port. Unfortunately, we can't stay.
Why?
Because they're gonna think we were accomplices.
If we run away, they're going to think we're accomplices.
If we run away, go save my dad, return the Drakengard prince, we have proof that he didn't kill the prince. Thus, for it wouldn't matter anyway. We would come back innocent because we have the proof they would need to prove our innocence.
So we're leaving looking guilty as fuck in the hopes that we come back innocent.
We've done so before. I would like to point out in that one town where we got framed for something and we had to run from the guards instead of trying to prove our innocence. When Dylan was like, hey, no, maybe we could talk to them, the party was like, yeah, no, we should run. So, again, we're running, okay? We're running.
Well, I do have a question. Do we know if the tournament has been suspended? Because the point of the tournament was to prevent war.
That is right. Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of moot now because, quote unquote, as it appears, the prince is dead, killed by Dylan's dad.
Yeah, but we don't know if the tournament is sacred. So
I would say, would honor compel the Drakengard to push forth with the champion match?
I'll say.
I know, I fixed it.
I feel like we should find that out first if they're actually canceling the tournament, because I know this is supposed to be like sacred.
If they aren't, Farron, because I believe we decided between you and I, Kikoki, that it was that we're going to go with Farron versus your summoning tactics.
Yeah.
In which case, Farron could stay behind, and you guys could pursue your father, as that is important. Of course, so it's preventing international war, but which is why I think a split would be viable in this case.
Yeah. So in which case, then let's. Oh shit, bro, it's wet over here. God damn it, cold.
I mean, I can I'll say, can I ask my can I check with my people to see if there's any sort of word or mumblings about this tournament being canceled?
Tris is currently not here. I believe he's collecting food. He will be back in a little bit, though. We wanted to confirm whether the Drakengard were going to push through the tournament for the sake of honor, or if it's been suspended.
As of this very moment, maybe 2 hours after the attack at this point, the tournament is currently on hold, while they investigate the crime and make any necessary repairs that are needed to the arena anyway.
Okay.
As for whether it will resume tomorrow, word is still out. Jury's still out on that. your team does have plenty of alternates in. That said, from Yoki's perspective, given his background in the Drakengard Empire, there is a reasonable chance that the perception that the one who offered the tournament was assassinated by the guy he offered the tournament to when the guy who thought he was losing, that probably has voided the tournament.
Okay, so with the way we were talking, Farron was willing to stay for the championship match while they shove off, if they were going to continue having.
Odds are good that that the tournament has been voided due to dishonorable conduct on behalf of the North.
That also jives with the inverted history check from last time. Okay. Okay, well that sounds like then one, as was unfortunately predicted, war is inevitable. But we can at least try to make it as short as possible by solving this. For anyone who's thinking otherwise, as you sips doctor, I would recommend that even if you were to shove off, everyone needs to get plenty of rest and have a visit in the infirmary.
Dylan does not plan on going to the infirmary. Does plan on going to get some rest.
You're exactly in the best of shapes right now, Captain.
That's okay. Nothing good 8 hours of sleep won't cure.
Your call. I don't exactly have whatever the equivalent of the Hippocratic Oath is. As a reminder, he's not an official healer. He just has enough knowledge to be an official healer. Like, he's not licensed.
I will like to send Eliana to the Rock with escort, so that she can fix his memory as well.
Not too complicated, especially as she's known to be associated with your crew.
Yeah. Have me another bag. Actually, I don't need a bag. I'm just gonna carry my sneakers down. So I can switch to them at work. I don't even worry about doing my hair because, like, what's the point?
They coming out with more Naruto?
Yeah, you didn't know? In my opinion, Naruto, people who like Naruto are people who don't really like anime. That's all I gotta say.
You said what?
People who like Naruto are people who don't really like anime. Don't tell me you want to.
I don't care for Naruto. After Naruto came out, I thought.
Thus,
When I seen the clip of Sasuke fighting dinosaurs, I said, "Yeah, this."
he's just trying to get in good with his sister. Sus.
Wait. There were dinosaurs? I don't remember that part.
It's in Baruto, not Naruto. It's in
Boruto.
Oh, okay. I heard Naruto.
No, I think I saw one episode of it, and he had like some sort of wrist thing. Yeah,
Well, I
like
would
some sort of
also
wrist-mounted thing that allowed him to create Rasengans in his hand,
turn
and
the
he got
story
disqualified.
back. Some Sasuke stories, it got good.
It got good.
It got good. 'Cause they,
Is this your subtle way of telling me that you watched the show?
No, I don't watch the show. I watch the fight. No, some Sasuke fight. Okay, man.
Can you get the door for me? I put the spaghetti up, but there's like a less than a spoonful of meat and stir fry left.
You gonna be able to back it out?
Yes, I told you I did. You
Right.
thought I was joking, bro? Oh, I need my keys.
It's already in the car.
Oh, duh. Okay, I'm slow.
Well,
on.
you definitely have time for the long rest, especially with Ileana going to heal Duroc. So 2 people versus the entire world know what happened now. Yala, following her, it takes her a couple attempts, but she's able to eventually pull something up with Scry. They're currently on the move, deep in the Dragonspire Mountains, from what she can tell, which is northeast of you guys. You can't you can cover a good chunk of the distance, but you can't get entirely to where they are. Ship, obviously, because they're in the mountains.
Well,
But
this brings me up to another question. Before we push off, can I find a map of teleportation circles?
I was getting to that. I was getting to that. At best speed, on with ship and foot or whatever, it would take you at minimum 19 days to catch up. That's obviously unacceptable. You could try seeing if there's a local chapter of the Cobalt Soul that would let you use a teleportation circle. The odds aren't great, but it's a route. Alternatively, she and Master Sersha might be able. This is probably relying more heavily on Master Sersha, but she does know a few herself, so she could roll to see if she knows one in the area. There are old, ill-maintained, abandoned teleportation circles in the wild that people have used occasionally. She knows a few from her days, in the acting troupe. Master Sersha, that's one of her jobs, is chronicling all sorts of old shit, so she might know something. So you could try the Cobalt Soul, you could try sailing, or you could try one of the unstable teleportation circles. Obviously, the unstable circle is the fastest because that can just go right now, or after you take your long rest, rather. Question of which route you want to take and how dangerous you're feeling.
Everything is frozen, bro. Like, I'm not sure I can drive. Bro, my stability link that lets me get traction is broken. It's not gotten fixed yet. Yeah. God damn it.
Given time is of the essence, it really does feel like the abandoned circles is the way to go. That being said, I wouldn't want to
It's probably helping if I had to drink.
safety's pretty moot at this point.
Oh, anybody else have an opinion?
Sure. Let's try to get there.
Hard as shit.
Sierra's clearly otherwise occupied and is ignoring us.
This is.
Can't break the ice on the.
Trying to think of.
Take this back to it. My car's gonna be.
I'm looking through my sheet right now.
Did you get it? Oh, the ice.
So 19 days to get out there.
It's 19 days if you take a traditional method. Alternatively, you can try to hit see if the local Cobalt Soul one is available, and two if they know of a teleportation circle in the area, or three between Theala and Master Sersha. There's old like ancient under disrepair teleportation circles that might get you close.
I figure how far I must say, I guess
It's 19
first
days
thing.
minimum. That's assuming you're traveling at full clip and nothing gets in your way.
Okay, so the main thing I'm thinking is that is the Cobalt Soul that far out of the way of these ancient glyphs, or is it kind of
You
like
don't know.
it,
You don't know. You don't know if there's one close by here that would be willing to help you, and if there is, if they're willing to help you. And you don't know where the closest one is to where they're going.
okay?
You have
And
no idea on any of that.
so nobody knows where the nearest Cobalt Soul is, and they don't know where the nearest one
Well,
of
I mean, we
these.
haven't gone the
I'd
track
say
yet.
nobody here in town has looked to see if there's one in town. And since you guys don't know where they're going, you don't know if there's one close to where they're going.
Okay, so we need to figure out where these people are going first.
Well,
And
Even
yeah,
after rest, like if we
Theala was
rested,
able to scry. Theala was able to scry to give you a general idea, which is why you know as much as you do. But that's why you know it's at least 19 days away.
Yeah, because it's in the Dragonspire Mountains.
If you talk to the Cobalt Soul, it'll probably take you another day of investigation, and that's assuming they're willing to talk to you at all. So it's a question of, do you want to travel 19 plus days to be safe? You want to try the Cobalt Soul and hope they're willing to talk to you, assuming they're even close? Or do you want to try the unstable teleportation circles?
I say try the unstable.
Okay, that sounds like super unstable.
I was gonna say, we investigate, check, and see if there's a Cobalt Soul, nearby, and maybe we could talk to them, since there's. I'll say I'm just kind of figuring, if they have one, I'll say we could try to talk them into it.
Even if they have one, there's no guarantee they have one on the other end.
Sure. But I figure, finding a library shouldn't be that difficult.
Also a question of how far do you have to travel for the library, because they may not actually be in town here.
Yeah, so I was saying, I was like, I feel like we can probably find out if they're in town, probably within like a few hours or so.
Yeah, I can give you that much. If you make a charisma-based investigation check for a gather information.
I would like to assist in a manner if I can, because I have really high charisma. Then I just need to make sure I put the wipers up.
So is that advantage?
Okay, so the assistance bonus will negate the racism bonus, so you're rolling flat.
Oh, okay.
Right. BRB guys, because Jeremiah is about to back me out. You're gonna back me out to the street, right?
Jesus fucking Christ! What the hell is it?
Closest Lyceum is 6 days away.
You know what? On 2d10 minus 2, that's not that bad. That could have been
0
worse.
obviously would have been in town, but 6 days away. So 6 days to hope for a teleportation circle, 19 plus days to do it on foot, or the next morning if you want to risk the teleportation circles.
I guess I guess, everybody seems to be a daredevil, so I guess risking the circle.
Okay, so presume it sounds like everyone was intending to take the long rest and leave in the morning.
Yeah, give me
So
stuff back.
Next morning, Theola will scribe on the deck for a teleportation circle on y'all's end. Obviously, you can come back to the ship at any time because Dylan no teleportation circle, and there's a megascope on board your ship, so the megascope counts as a teleportation circle for your return.
Okay.
Because it is an ancient, ill-maintained, unstable circle, I am rolling as per the teleport spell.
Be careful, telefrag loops have happened.
$38. Somebody wants to do something to affect the roll, that will be a mishap.
I don't think any of us knows how to affect the roll.
Well, I mean, you have cards and other weird abilities. I don't know what you guys meta shit you guys got.
Well, I mean, this is a D20.
Are we trying to add to it or subtract from it?
You would want to add to it.
All right. I don't know how I can add to it, but I don't know if it's enough to actually get it over the hump.
Can I make a Arcana roll to spruce up the circle?
I'm gonna say, would people know what is? I'm gonna say, would people know what the people who are doing this? I assume the people who are proficient with this, would they be able to tell us what the benchmark for trying to do this is?
No, because you're effectively firing blindly into the void and hoping you catch a circle.
Okay. Okay, so nobody knows what the benchmark number is. Okay.
What do we need to do?
We have to figure out a way to up
Fiala
the number.
Fiala has rolled for your teleport. Currently, it has rolled a mishap. I was asking if anybody had any kind of weird meta abilities that I'm not remembering that might be able to affect the roll. Sounds like they do not.
I might be able to. I'll go ahead.
I'll let you know when I get to work, okay?
I know that I have the Agent of Fate, which allows me to add the D4s to rolls.
Would you like to attempt to add a D4?
Sure, why not? I'll just go ahead and well, mishap can't be good, so.
Okay, so 38 plus 4 becomes a 42. That is still not enough.
All right.
Is there a way that I could use
I'll go ahead.
Circle to assist?
You can't really assist on firing. I will let it roll twice on the percentile then.
Okay.
Okay, with Dylan's assistance, the course is corrected. That's quite a roll. Yeah, you rolled a perfect 100 there.
Yes.
Those two ladies were able to lock onto him dead on. And just
wow. Is this
his ex-girlfriend and his daughter just bam!
Actually, that's kind of funny. Didn't that just happen the other day, too?
Did you say his girlfriend and his daughter?
His ex-girlfriend and his daughter.
Oh, okay, okay.
Rolled a D100.
So yeah, I know Theala told you that she was almost your mother.
I would have preferred it.
Right.
Over the stepmother I have. No
Okay.
problem calling Theala mother.
So with the power of love and friendship, unerring accuracy is able to zero in on a circle nearby where Theala scried him the previous night. You guys step into the circle and bamf out of existence, where we will roll credits. David will pick up the adventure when you guys land. Yep.
Awesome.
Side, it would have only been 3d10 damage because that probably would have just been my second roll anyway. So it would not have been Kodo's, near deadly telefrag.
That was so messed up.
That's what you get for trying to go into a room.
You see, without context, it sounds really bad.
I'll say I did have Plan B. Well, technically, I think that qualifies as Plan D because we had three options. I did have a Plan D, which was effectively summon a demon and try to convince it to teleport or somewhere.
I think you can summon a demon strong enough to actually teleport you guys.
There is one. I'll say there is one. I had to like look it up, but there is a demon. Technically, there's also a fae that can do it.
And even then, they'd probably just be rolling teleport, at which point you guys would be on the percentile chart anyway.
Anyone else kind of feel like doing that is going into the into like odd vibes?
It's like, oh hey, it was like I can't do it, but this demon over here can, and then I actually have to trust the demon to actually send us where he's going.
Delving into dark magic.
Hold on, I'll summon Satan to save you.
Only if he's a part-timer.
Well, I had two options. It's either summon a demon or summon a fae, and I don't really trust either of them. So I don't trust the fae to actually teleport us where we're supposed to go because they might find it funny. At least the demon kind of has to do what I say because I know its name.
I mean, you're asking a fae to help you save a fae. That might give you a leg to stand on.
You still might have to give up your firstborn or your kidneys or something, but you know.
It's not like he's using them.
Willing to help.
Well, I mean, I could get rid of one of my lungs. I don't need those anymore.
I'm in the line, but I'm driving straight.
Yeah, I think currently lungs are the only things I don't really need. So. I do need my other organs. Actually, I don't think I have to eat either. Let me check. Let's see. Advantage on death save.
I don't know if I'm in the line. Okay, I'm tired, trapped, trying to stop from drifting.
Yeah. No longer need to eat, drink, or breathe. Yeah. So I don't eat, I don't drink, I don't breathe, I can't be frightened, I'm resistant to necrotic, and I would like if I had double advantage on death saving throws, but that just kind of becomes redundant. Which I felt was kind of stupid because it was one of those things. It was like, oh hey, it was like your pact feature. It was like you have advantage on death saving throws. Later on again, you get advantage on death saving throws. I was like, but I already have it.
That's what we call a swappable feature.
I mean, it's has the fact that I have advantage on death saves. So it's not a feature in and of itself. It's just a part of. It's listed as these are bonuses that you get. So yeah, one of the features allows advantage on death saving throws, and you no longer need to eat, breathe, or drink. And the other one is advantage on death saving throws, immunity to the frightened condition, and resistance to necrotic damage. So it's only one aspect of it. So I'm like, I like, no, I'll say so. Yeah. I'd rather if it did like one of those things where it's like you can add something to your death saving throws. I can't remember what that thing was that did that. Do you remember, David?
But adding the saving throws?
Adding the death saving throws specifically.
I thought there was something that allowed you to add something to death saving throws.
Not that I recall. It might be something, but I'm not remembering anything.
I should remember there being something that like you specifically did. Like I don't think it was. I don't think it was a hit die thing. I think it was like a feature thing.
I can't remember what it was. It was like you get to add like your modifier to death saving throws, or you get to add something to death. I was like, that sounds kind of stupid, but I remember it sounded like whatever it was sounded pretty broken. Basically, gave you like 3 out of 4 chance of actually winning. I'll say succeeding on a death save. Speaking of which, I guess before I go to bed, might as well see how NFL panned out.
My
While
team
you do that,
won.
I'm going to cut the stream here. So good night, Internet.